Okay, getting the first pick.
Oh, get three, Pyro, get three with the
Blade Kid putting on a clinic. Whole team's down. Oh!
Experience tranquility.
Good evening, Tranquility community, and welcome to your wildcard Transcendence tier match between the Twilight Foxes and Primal. I am Mr. Yeti coming at you on the play-by-play tonight. Joining me on the analyst desk, we have from the former Ghostly Peppers, Rip. I'm sorry to bring it up now already. I already put a bad taste in your mouth there, Needle. But it is Needle. How's it going tonight, Needle?
Oh, it's going good. I'm really excited to see this match tonight, Yeti. I think it's going to be a really good one.
It is definitely two teams kind of on different paths to get here. Primal sitting on that roster. It's a very high-ranking roster. They're pretty much right at SR cap, but there's been a lot of changes here. Anything standing out to you from Primal?
Well, when I last played Primal back in the days of Ghostly Peppers, it was a while ago, but they had some pieces that were different than what they have now. They have a new main tank, a new main support, and a new hitscan DPS. So I haven't seen Primal in 2 months, but they were pretty good when I last played them, and maybe with their new pieces, they could be even better.
Absolutely. Primal made a lot of changes here. They're sitting in pretty good shape. Now, another team coming in this season, brand new to the Tranquility community for the most part, other than a couple pieces. They came in actually with the lowest SR of any team in the Transcendence tier. Yet they found themselves a 9th seed going into this playoffs. That's the Twilight Foxes. Nita, what's your take on the Twilight Foxes?
Yeah, I definitely think a 9th seed is very respectable for the lowest SR team, but they have some really good pieces on that roster. We were talking about their tank line a bit before we went live here. Their tank line's pretty good. They have Exo, the Widow 1v1 winner in Trance tier. Very strong Widow from what I've seen. I casted that Widow 1v1 tournament. He looked really good in it. There's Scene as well. I've known Scene for a little while now. He's a Tranquility veteran, pretty good player as well. I don't know too much about the support line of Twilight Foxes, but I'll be excited to see how they play against Primal.
Definitely looking forward to seeing what they bring to the table. Now, I don't know if you know as well, but there are a lot of matches going on tonight, a lot of wild card matches, and there is a man who is sitting at the desk taking in all those scores and who will be updating you throughout the night, and that is Captain Jack. Captain Jack, how are we doing?
I'm losing my mind, Yeti. There's so many matches going on tonight. We have got in the Harmony tier, we have Slipstream versus the Holy Jalapenos, Courage versus Paradise, and Dumpster Divers versus Supernova. In the Discord tier, we have Blink Strike versus VCG Esports, and Arctic Foxes versus Flying Lions. And in the Trans tier, we have Clovers versus Arctic.
Lots of good matches will be coming at you throughout the night with more updates from Captain Jack, but I believe everybody here is ready, and we're going to start it off tonight in this 1-4 playoff match on Lijiang Tower. Honestly, I think this is everybody's favorite control map, Needle.
Oh, I completely agree, Yeti. This control map is definitely one of, if not the most diverse control map that there are. Control maps are generally pretty diverse, but Lijiang is. You can play pretty much any comp on Lijiang. It really depends on the point, but you can see Double Shield, you can see Reinhardt, you can see Winston, you can see a lot of different DPS as well. I really do love Lijiang, and I think it's a smart pick from Primal as well. Obviously trying to play the pro gamer strengths here. He's a very strong Pharah player, and Lijiang is a map pretty notorious for Pharah.
Exactly, especially Lijiang in our very first point here, which happens to be Lijiang Garden. Very convenient if you are a fan of Primal here. But we'll see what ends up happening here. Both teams going to be picking that. I would imagine we're going to see the Far Mercy coming in for Pro Gamer. But what would be a counter pick here that you would expect to see coming out from the Twilight Fox?
You know, I think playing against Pharmacy is pretty difficult on Lijiang Tower. There's definitely a few routes you could take. You can go the Sombra Reaper comp, that's pretty popular right now, pretty popular in Overwatch League, pretty popular in Tranquility. If you go Sombra Reaper, you can kind of just try to run over the enemy team before their Pharmacy gets too much value. But there could be other options here for Twilight Foxes. They could try to go for a Widowmaker play, just take Pro Gamer out of the sky. It really depends on, I think, their comfort picks, which we'll get to see tonight. I imagine EXO would feel pretty comfortable playing Widow into them, considering how he performed in the Widowmaker 1v1 tournament.
Well, as you would expect from the Widowmaker 1v1 champion, he comes out on the Symmetra just to throw a curveball at everybody. And here we go, both teams coming out with the dive tanks, the Winston and the D.Va, and the Farmers, the trademark Farmers, coming out for Pro Gamer. You see the Twilight Foxes taking the White Room early while Primal continues to pour in that poke from Pro Gamer Mitsuha in the back line, trying to charge up that pulse bomb very quickly. Elephant 6 diving in, taken very low here by the Twilight Foxes. They do manage to hold point control right now on the side of the Foxes, but Pro Gamer finds wish I was Flex in the back line. And we see the damage that's coming as the dive comes in from Primal. EXO does find Elephant 6. We see kills traded out. Pro Gamer finding a lot of value right now on that Pharah, almost all the way up to his barrage here on the first fight. And Primal locks in the first cap.
Yeah, very smart approach there from Primal. They know that they don't need the point necessarily. They didn't even have to give it up there because Pro Gamer got the kill so early. They played slow, they played for their Pharah to get value, and that's just exactly how you have to play this composition if you're Primal. So a very good first fight for them, and as you mentioned, they have the barrage now online. Primal's almost there as well as the Coalescence. Primal are looking good for a little bit of a snowball fight in this next fight.
And speaking of the snowball, here comes the barrage from Pro Gamer. Does not find really anything at all. It's excellently handled there by the Twilight Foxes. Right now trying to spin this one back. Coalescence is coming out with both Delphi and DJ Radish, but DJ Radish is dropped by the pulse bomb of Mitsuha, and Primal takes control again of this fight, and they'll continue to push on forward. EXO trying to turn it with a Death Blossom, does not find anything. The fight continues as Twilight Foxes stagger out on the point. They manage to demech Deputy Boss, but they do not find anything else. We're at 45% right now for Primal.
Yeah, that was a massive pulse bomb from Mitsuha onto DJ Radish, pretty much securing Primal the fight win there, despite their other ultimates being negated. But speaking of ultimates being negated, Scene almost has EMP online, which could be absolutely massive against Primal's comp. There's no Lucio or Zen. There's no really good counterplay to Scene's EMP if he hits a big one. But he's dead.
Oh, that's a great counterplay to Scene's EMP right there. Scene taken down by Delphi. A 5v6 fight now for the Twilight Foxes. They're going to try a way to win this one anyway. But EXO does take down Elephant 6, and they managed to flip the point. A little oversight there, perhaps, from Primal. But here comes the D.Va Bomb in from Deputy Boss, looking for anything, cannot find anything. D.Va Bomb countered by Chronicler, finds Delphi, and Primal, despite the 5v6 here, a barrage comes in, not finding anything. Again, Pro Gamer yet to get value from the barrage, but that said, Twilight Foxes starts dropping like flies, and somehow Primal just turns that around.
Yeah, Primal still had a few ults left over, and they used those to turn around the fight pretty well. Not many closing ultimates coming out for Twilight Foxes in that fight. They still have the EMP and the Beat online. Maybe they should have invested those, but they should be two good tools to get them into this next fight.
They should be. Unfortunately, Pro Gamer is just getting so much value here. A 4v6 EMP here put in by Scene. Maybe probably a desperation play considering it's a last fight situation for Twilight Foxes. They're trying to soft reset this here, but the aggression from Primal forcing back the Foxes. The touch trying to come in late here from Wish I Was Flex. They do manage to get the touch in there, but DJ Radish is dropped. The three-man beat on the point for Wish I Was Flex. Trying to find a way to get this thing going. Pulse bomb for Mitsuha finds nothing. Chronicler does manage to get back in their mech here. But Ghost Dog is dropped by Deputy Boss. The Foxes are just flailing around on the point right now. Here comes EXO, though, with 2 kills right now. EXO trying to turn this around on the Tracer. Wish I Was Flex dropped by Elephant 6. However, here comes the D.Va Bomb from Deputy Boss. Not finding anything, but creating enough space for Primal to finish the fight. And the staggers, they come in now from Twilight Foxes. It looks like right here, this one is going to go the favor of Primal.
Yeah, very well played point of control by Primal there. Playing their comp how it's supposed to be played. They've obviously had a lot of practice on it. It plays to their strengths, but that was just a really, really good execute from them. Twilight Foxes, some hiccups at times. maybe not having the best target priority there. It seems like they struggled to kind of get into fights. Primal would almost always get the first kill. So I hope they change it up a bit here. I guess you can't really play the pharmacy on Control Center, so we could see a bounce back here for the Twilight Foxes as the comps are changing around a bit. We get to see Pro Gamer leaning towards the Junkrat right now. A Rhine Diva Mirror. Oh, never mind. Deputy Boss now on the Zarya. I think this is going to be a pretty good matchup of the comps here. We get to see Junkrat versus Reaper, as well as Sombra versus Tracer. Rhine Zarya Tracer. I'm not too sure about this one, Yeti, but he might get value out of it.
He definitely might. Pro Gamer switching off the trademark bar here. The aggression comes in from Twilight Foxes. Seen trading out with Mitsuha there. Not finding anything yet. Pro Gamer dropped extremely low as Ghost Dog pushed deep into Primal's backline. The Deputy Boss finds the first kill onto Scene. Twilight Foxes right now are looking to find a way to spin this back in their favor here, but Primal is in prime position on the point. The aggression goes in deep onto Elephant 6, but they are dropped on Twilight Foxes, Ghost Dog and DJ Radish, and they will stagger themselves out on the point. First cap goes to Primal.
Yeah, Twilight Foxes trying to push into Primal from the back did not work out well for them. They were a bit indecisive and they got punished really well by Primal. Good play from them as they look to continue to hold here. Now they have the Riptire in the choke. It's very, very hard to get through that. Let's hope Exo or maybe Ghost Dog can break it here.
The tire comes in, Pro Gamer finds two, and this fight's already over. Begun. Scene takes out Pro Gamer during with his Riptire up. But that's the only kill that is going to be seen from the Twilight Foxes, and Scene is going to be finding himself back at the spawn here, and Twilight Foxes is going to find a way to get back in this one. They're 40% already down on this point.
Yeah, they might just have to take another fight here, but they don't invest much. They're trying to make something happen, go in for a different rotate, but Primal's looking to push into them here.
Oh, Earthshatter is blocked out. Chronicler eats the Graviton Surge from Deputy Boss. Big turnaround there for Twilight Foxes. Suddenly the momentum in their favor. Chronicler finds Deputy Boss. We see the Mind take out Ghost Dog, but Twilight Foxes finally getting a little bit of a foothold here on Control Center, and they're going to push onto the point, be able to flip it over here. However, 2/3 of the point already gone in the favor of Twilight Foxes. They're looking really good, but that ult economy has definitely switched.
Oh yeah, that was a massive Graviton Surge from Chronicler, and so many ultimates used by Primal, and they did not win that fight. The EMP Bomb now online as well as the Blossom here.
Oh, the huge EMP from Scene with the Death Blossom from Exo. Great coordination from the Twilight Foxes with a rapid team kill.
Yeah, that was massive. That was whew, that was fast there from the Twilight Foxes. They need more of those fights, those decisive fights going forward. They have the Diva Bomb, they have the Coalescence, they have the tools to take this next fight.
Absolutely do. Primal right now finds himself in position so far this match. We see the Diva Bomb come in, does not find anything as Exo continues to put those revolvers right to the backs of Primal. Primal sent all the way back to spawn. Exo with a 3K on his way through.
Yeah, really smart ultimate usage there from Twilight Foxes. They still have the sound barrier online, knowing that Deputy is getting close to his Graviton Surge again. But a sound barrier might not be enough to negate the Graviton Surge, the Riptire, and the Pulse Bomb, which Primal have all three. So I think we're gonna have to see another ultimate eat here for Chronicler, potentially. Again, either the Pulse Bomb or the Graviton Surge. He needs to come up with some hero play.
Chronicler has been a fantastic diva all season. The Graviton Surge does come in, only collects Chronicler. Earthshatter in from Elephant 6 as well. Lots of ults being invested here from Primal as they invest 4 ults into this fight so far, and they've only taken down the tank line so far. We see the staggers coming in now from Twilight Foxes. They managed to get about 80% on this point here before they go down, but Primal with a big investment into this fight.
Yeah, that was a really aggressive engage from Primal, but like you mentioned, they did use a lot there. We get to see some ultimates that are almost online here for the Twilight Foxes. Their EMP, their Death Blossom, their Coalescence, they're all getting close. If they take a little bit of poke, maybe get these ultimates up, they could easily win this next fight.
Coalescence could be a big one here to push in with that Earthshatter from Ghost Dog. We will see what ends up happening here. Ghost Dog pushing through the main hallway. Lots of poke coming in. Pro Gamers, grenades, doing a lot. DJ Radish puts the Coalescence in, charging the lasers, and Exo spins to win with the Death Blossom. Takes down 3 of Primal. Primal is going to get this one to 99%, but Twilight Foxes turn it around. Control Center might be in their favor here. Last fight coming up.
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult for Primal to get back in here. Scene almost has the EMP online, and Elephant 6 has swapped over to the Wrecking Ball, easily countered by Sombra. So if Twilight Foxes play this right, they're looking good for this next fight as well.
They need an early pickoff right here if you're Twilight Foxes. They haven't found it yet. Beat drop comes in from Delphi, but it's mostly canceled out by Scene with the EMP. Exo finds Deputy Boss. We do see the ults come in from the DPS, taking out Ghost Dog and Wish I Was Flex. Right now, they're trading out. This is anybody's fight at this point. Speed characters being switched to, but Exo finds two. The Demon Bomb comes in from Chronicler, trying to pick up something. He cannot. Chronicler does manage to get back in the mech, taking a lot of damage on the point right now. He flies to the sky, trying to mitigate as much as he can, and the quick beat drop comes in from Wish I Was Flex. Able to catch both Chronicler's baby form and Ghost Dog there. Might be enough here as the reinforcements continue to come in from both teams. Ghost Dog does find Delphi. However, the coalescence from Skeezer is going to be huge as Caesar begins to charge that laser right through Twilight Foxes. And we see the kills coming in from Primal. Primal looks to be ready to flip this one back in their favor. And it's in their favor now. And there's the point. Primal takes this one 2-0.
Yeah, really good clutch there by Primal in that last fight. Going in on a suboptimal comp with arguably less ultimates than Arctic Foxes, but managing to pull the fight win out off of some good mechanical plays, as well as they just commanded so much space there, Yeti. It seems like Arctic Foxes, they might be giving a bit too much up, as we get to see Mitsuha on the flank angles with his Tracer, getting a lot of value in a lot of these fights. Exo getting value as well on the Reaper, but it's not quite enough for Arctic Foxes to win there, although that was a very, very close second point of control. The first point not so close, but the second point we got to see a much better Arctic Foxes than we did in the first point.
Well, we're definitely looking at the Twilight Foxes and not the Arctic Foxes.
Twilight Foxes.
Honestly,
Sorry.
it's an hey, in a community that has both the Twilight Foxes, the Arctic Foxes, and a team known as Arctic. It can get confusing sometimes, as we often have on the podcast. Played the game multiple times, Twilight Arctic Foxes. Which is name the player on which team are they on? Are they on Twilight Foxes, Arctic Foxes, or Arctic? It's a great game, fun for the whole family. It'll be in stores soon. All right, Twilight Foxes here, down 1-0, but they did not, it definitely, they had some strong moments here coming in on Control Center.
Oh yeah, they definitely did, and they looked much better when they could play the Reinhardt comp and Primal not being on Pharmacy. Twilight Foxes looked a lot better on that point. And there's not going to be, realistically, there's not going to be much Pharah going forward here. Pharah is a pretty control-favored hero in general. There are definitely some maps where you could play Pharah, maybe Rialto, but I believe we're heading into 2CP next, and I don't think Pharah is the best on 2CP, but I hope to see more of what Twilight Foxes played on that second point. Playing the Reaper Sombra against not Pharmacy, I think they definitely have a good chance of winning this next map.
All right, and the only roster here that has any eligible subs for Twilight Foxes, they come in with a 7-person roster here, and A Woobus coming in for DJ Radish on this one. Right now, still waiting to see what map pick. They go to Volskaya Industries on this one. I feel like Volskaya, I don't know. I mean, is that the map choice you would have gone with here of our eligible assault maps?
Definitely not. I would have probably gone for Hanamura if I were Twilight Foxes. But I mean, I'm not Twilight Foxes, so I don't know what plays to their strengths exactly. If Volskaya is the pick, then that's the pick. But I think Volskaya is one of those 2CP maps where you can actually see some Pharmacy on the offense here, which is a bit dangerous, especially against Primal. I'm not sure if Volskaya is the smartest pick, but if Twilight Foxes feel confident on it, they can definitely prove me wrong here. There's potential for a hit scan defense, hit scan with like Ashe, Mercy, Zen, and that'll make it hard for Primal to play Pharmacy. So maybe they're just big brain.
Definitely. And a quick update here as production is getting ready. Captain Jack on the desk.
Oh my gosh! No, actually, most matches haven't finished yet. This is actually pretty quick for us tonight. So far, the only update that we have gotten is from the Harmony tier game, Slipstream versus Holy Jalapenos. It looks like Slipstream will take the lead here in their match, going 2-1 on Lijiang Tower as well.
That's Slipstream coming in as the 9th seed up against the 8th seed Holy Jalapenos. Slipstream up 1-0 in that match. A little bit of a by seed upset here. Another 9 seed looking for an upset in this match. Twilight Foxes up against Primal. So we will see what happens in the rest of the way as Twilight Foxes looks to turn their favors around. Now, Needle, I have to ask you, you have a lot of experience playing against Primal. You have a lot of experience. This is a very different Primal. Anything stand out? I know the people you played against primarily, Deputy Boss, Pro Gamer, and Delphi. Now, obviously, everybody knows Pro Gamer. He loves that Pharah. He loves that Pharah so much. But Deputy Boss, kind of, would you argue, definitely kind of an underrated off-tank player in this tier?
I'd say so, yeah. I think he's a pretty strong off-tank overall. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't put much thought into the topic, but from playing against him, yeah, I mean, he definitely wasn't a bad player by any means. Playing against him, he wasn't like a player we could hard focus back on the days of Ghostly Peppers. We couldn't go after Primal like, yeah, I'm gonna go for that Deputy Boss guy. That guy's really bad. No, he wasn't that player by any means. So yeah, I definitely think he could probably be an underrated off tank here in the Transcendence tier. But anyways, on to compositions. We're seeing a Sombra Reaper defense here from Twilight Foxes, which I think is very questionable knowing how much Primal plays Pharmacy.
Exactly. I expect them to have been ready to counter that one out, but they did not. And it does look like the Pharmacy in play here from Pro Gamer was effective, quite effective on Gardens on Lijon Tower, and already that ultimate being run up by Pro Gamer. Elephant 6 is taken very low on the dive. Delphi is dropped by Exo, who worked his way into Primal's backline, and that disruption is enough to get all of Primal to peel back. And it looks like on the exit, though, however, Pro Gamer does find Ghost Dog. That's going to be able to enable Primal to get a really quick reset.
Yeah, that was a smart engage by the, I'm sorry, I have to check, Twilight Foxes there. Good engage from them, but unfortunately losing their main tank, this next fight is going to be very difficult, as we're going to see Primal asking for a pause here, maybe having some internet issues. Probably explains why Mitsuha ran off the map as Soldier, running it down on the legs.
Unlucky. I would imagine that's the case here. Definitely Mitsuha found his way into the water, perhaps unintentionally. The as we used to say back in the day, the Comcast boss is quite a brutal one. So back in the old WoW rating days, 25 people, they're bound to have at least 1 or 2 disconnects throughout the match. So, all right, looks like teams are getting ready here. Just verifying with both teams. Obviously, Primal, great start for them here. They're already moving up onto the point. How do you expect this fight to go here?
I think this is going to be pretty difficult for Twilight Foxes to get back in. They've already had to surrender a lot of space being down their main tank. And Primal, they're taking it. Right now they're advancing towards the point. They've got a Pharmacy in prime position. It's looking a bit rough, this fight for the Twilight Foxes, but not all hope is lost as they're getting somewhat close to their coalescence.
All right, teams are ready, and the action is back underway here. Pro Gamer putting a lot of damage again on that Pharah. The hack comes in onto Elephant 6, but Scene is slept and taken extremely low. Tries to find himself a health pack. Hasn't done so yet. And the barrage from Pro Gamer managed to get Wish I Was Flex and D-Max Chronicler, but Exo and Scene trying to turn this one around. They take the Pharmacy out of the sky. We see the Coalescence come in from A. Woobus trying to turn this thing around for Twilight Foxes. But the Nano Boost comes in onto Elephant 6, and that Taser is doing a lot of damage, and he goes into a Primal Rage here by the Mega Health Pack. He's just in the Thunderdome right now with a very, very angry monkey. He's getting a lot of damage and a lot of value there. Elephant 6, big ultimate there, and it looks like this first point's going to Primal.
Yeah, very good engagement Primal. The Barrage picking off one as well as the Diva Mech. And then Elephant, he just goes in with the Nano Boost, charges his Primal as well, does so much damage and disrupts so much there for Primal. Really good first fight for them as Mitsuha takes out Exo. Not going to matter much if 2CP spawns. But seeing he has the EMP here, there is no defensive ult for Primal. And EMP alone might be enough for Twilight Foxes to stabilize here.
Definitely, I think it's going to be a big ultimate for them here. We'll allow them some time. It's really hard to come in on the Ricochet. Diva Bomb comes in with the EMP. Deputy Boss comes in with the 2K after the EMP is looks to be almost wasted here by Scene, unfortunately. But Exo managed to find the kill onto Pro Gamer, however negated by this res from Caesar. And we see the Tactical Visor come in from Mitsuha. Ultimates coming in left and right from both teams. Twilight Foxes, however, the reinforcements. Oh, the barrage canceled out by Scene with that hack onto Pro Gamer, and Pro Gamer is dropped down by the Lucio. And it looks like Twilight Foxes are gonna need to fall back here. Exo looking for some exit picks, can't find them. Great recontest there from Twilight Foxes.
Yeah, good job by Twilight Foxes there, getting back into a fight that they probably should not have won. Primal maybe taking a bit too long to capitalize on the 2 picks that they had there. But now we get to see the Coalescence almost online here for Twilight Foxes. The Nano Boost is back up though. Elephant 6, if he gets another Nano Boost here, goes in, he's going to get the Primal. He's going to cause a lot of disruption, just like he did when Primal capped first point.
You see the hack on Pro Gamer again. Good way to negate Afara, keep them out of the sky. The dive comes in. Exo finds Delphi. Exo has been all over the Ana tonight, and is continuing to punish Delphi for playing that Ana. Maybe a choice they want to look at switching off of. But look at all the damage coming in right now for Exo, doing so much work on this Reaper. He finds himself a 5K in this fight.
Yeah, really, really good fight there for the Twilight Foxes. I believe they won that without using a single ultimate. And now they have a few online. The EMP almost back up for Scene. Awuba still has the Coalescence. But we do have almost the 6-pack online for Primal. This is going to be quite a hectic fight, Yeti.
Here comes the Diva Bomb in. Finds Chronicler, who was out of their mech. Unlucky for Twilight Foxes. Scene is dropped as well by Pro Gamer. We see the ult come in, but he's taken down by the laser from Awubis. The tactical visor dropped by Mitsuha, looking for anything, but Twilight Fox is currently zoning out from that. We see 1 tick given up, 2 ticks being surrendered to Primal. The touch comes in from Lucio. Elephant 6 electrocuting as many of the Foxes as he can on point. The EMP dropped by Scene, takes 2 of them. The tank line from Primal right now hacked out, and Elephant 6 is dropped. The DMAC comes in on Deputy Boss. And Exo again putting those shotguns to use, and Twilight Foxes will hold on here with 2 ticks given up.
Yeah, Twilight Fox is looking pretty good on the defense so far, and knowing when they need to give up space. They gave up 2 ticks there. Really smart play coming back in with the EMP on the tanks from Scene. That was a really good one. Just really, really good fight there again from Twilight Foxes. But 2 ticks is good for Primal here. That's pretty optimal. And they have the Valkyrie to engage here. Some tools online for Twilight Foxes, but maybe not enough for them to keep holding down the defense in this next fight.
We do see that Death Blossom. Exo has been so good with that so far, but Scene dropped again, struggling to get as much value as possible on that Sombra that you would expect. But Exo again just managed it, and here comes the Death Blossom, but he doesn't find anything on that one. He's right in Mitsuha's face again. The Pro Gamer continuing to put so much damage in. Diva Bomb from Deputy Boss does not find anything this time, but the damage is done right now. Primal's already put themselves in a 2v6 situation here. We see Scene back on the point as the Coalescence being used by Awubis. And we do see suddenly turning around here. Ghost Dog finds 2, looking for a 3rd in the back line, takes out Delphi, and Twilight Foxes somehow managed to turn that around.
Yeah, I'm very surprised about that, but I guess they did have the better spawns. They got some key kills on to Primal there, and they did manage to turn it around. And their ultimates are being turned around a bit here too. They have the Primal Rage as well as the Diva Bomb. The EMP is almost there. Scene can get that EMP in time, but he slept again, just like last fight.
Scene is struggling right now with those sleeps. We've seen 2 or 3 sleeps in critical times right now. Scene looking to get that EMP up would be a huge ultimate to get here before this final fight. 80% of the point already claimed here by Primal. Tons of damage going on as the Nano Boost put onto Mitsuha, putting those shotguns into the backs of Twilight Foxes. The ultimate is used by Chronicler to get the mech back, nothing else. Right now, both teams rocking all 6 on the point here. Pro Gamer with that barrage, a critical ult coming. Can it be canceled out by Chronicler is the question. There's the there's the barrage coming in, but the Death Blossom by Exo finds 2. The Mercy and the Reaper taken down. Right now, 2 kills traded out by both teams, but Twilight Foxes seem to be finding the kills they need to close this out. The reinforcements will be coming in. Exo finds 4 this fight so far. Coalescence in from Awubis. You see the Diva Bomb used by Deputy Boss here. Not finding anything, and Twilight Foxes managed to hold on to this.
Exo is fragging out of control, Yeti. This guy's crazy. He's killing so many people every fight. Like, it seems like every fight he gets at least half of his team's final blows. He's doing so much on the Reaper here. Probably being enabled by his team, but at the same time, his mechanics are just so good.
This guy is absolutely crazy here. We have a few moments. Really, really quick updates. Captain Jack, you got a few?
Yes, I do. Here we go. All right, coming in Harmony tier, we have Courage versus Paradise. Paradise takes the first map on Lijiang 2-0. Also coming in on Harmony tier, Dumpster Divers versus Supernova. Dumpster Divers take it 2-0 on Lijiang. I see a pattern forming. And in the Transcendence tier, we have Arctic versus Clovers. Arctic taking the first map on Lijiang Tower 2-1.
All right, exciting stuff going on here. Comps coming out again, and shockingly, perhaps to everyone, we see the Pharah coming out from Pro Gamer. Any thoughts?
Yeah, I'm stunned about that one, Yeti. I haven't seen that one before, actually. I've never seen Primal play Pharah. I played I played Primal a lot. They've never played Pharah before. It's crazy. I'm surprised they're playing it so much now.
I would not expect this at all. I am both stunned and shocked. But nonetheless, here we are, folks. Here we are indeed. And we see the farmers coming out with the Torbjorn, the former throw pick, suddenly turned niche meta pick, known as Torbjorn. And again, from Twilight Foxes, we see straight brawl dive here once again.
Yeah, I actually am a bit surprised about the Torbjorn pick. Mitsuo has been playing some unconventional heroes, I'd say. Tracer with Rhine, and then Soldier on the offense, and now Torbjorn, and now already a kill for Pro Gamer onto
Further note, Pro Gamer is at 70% of his ult.
Wait, what?
15 seconds into this, he is 70% into his ultimate. My goodness, how?
He has more ult charge than the entire enemy team combined, Yeti.
Oh my goodness, he's already charged a barrage. There's no way Twilight Foxes will see this coming. Pro Gamer is showing himself to be a pro gamer indeed. And there's the barrage, but it's completely negated. It's completely negated here as they just walk by it. Unfortunate if you're a Pro Gamer fan, all that advantage completely negated with that barrage. What a charge, but unfortunately not the best of uses. Right now the Mega Pack is claimed here by Twilight Foxes. They have put themselves in a good position to shelter themselves from that Pharah, and EXO managed to take down Elephant 6, but the DMAC comes in from Mitsuha. EXO again doing so much work right now as the hack is put in by Scene. And Primal right now looks to be pulling back, a bit of a soft reset coming. Chronicler is dropped now out of that Baby Diva form, and the remake comes in, and another barrage! 1 minute and 20 seconds into this, but again, no kills on the barrage. Pro Gamer, 2 barrages, 0 kills, and Twilight Foxes are firmly in control.
Yeah, I'm losing track of which team is on the defense, the offense here, Yeti. But it looks like the Twilight Foxes are winning this fight pretty handily, getting some of their ultimates there towards the end. 2 barrages was not enough for Primal to hold down this point here. I think they played a bit too far forward into the composition that Twilight Foxes are running. Elephant 6 got killed early because of it, and but a good fight there for Twilight Foxes. Well played by them, and they have some ultimates to go into this next one. The EMP Blossom is the main thing I'm looking at here. Again, still no defensive ultimates on the side of Primal, as they haven't been playing the Lucio much at all. So the EMP Blossom has a potential to get a lot of value here.
All right. Who would have thought by this point you would have 2 death loss or 2 barrages and no kills? Mitsuha, however, here comes the EMP Scene. Death Blossom used by EXO completely negated. Unfortunately, was just out of position. Chronicler finds Elephant 6 as well, and the Molten Core comes in from Mitsuha, and that's going to be enough here, it looks like. Primal is taking down Twilight Foxes here. Nothing given up, no progression on the point yet.
Yeah, really.
Oh, and then hammer kill! Hammer kill!
Oh, hammer kill! Yeah, really smart fight there by Primal, having to only invest, I believe, only 2 ultimates. They might have used the Valkyrie as well. But the ultimate economy now looking heavily in the favor of Primal going forward. Probably going to have the advantage the next few fights if they rotate their ult effectively. Mitsuha swapping off the Torbjorn now onto the Reaper. I think a Tracer would probably be a better pick here, but he's made the Reaper work in this composition so far this map.
Yeah, Reaper definitely has been working out well here so far. Lots of Primal. I expect a soft fight here from Twilight Foxes trying to get those. And there's another barrage. Does he find a kill this time? He does not, unfortunately. Scene takes down Pro Gamer there. Pro Gamer is dropped, but he is rezzed back up by the Mercy. We see the coalescence in from A. Wubis trying to see if they can get any momentum out of the point, but Ghost Dog is dropped. Chronicler managed to get back into the mech. He is going to work right now, but Mitsuha showing that EXO is not the only Reaper in the lobby. Takes down 3, and again, Twilight Fox is going to have to get reset.
Yeah, good fight there for Primal, but not even that bad ultimate economy-wise there for the Twilight Foxes, as they now have the EMP Blossom almost back online. They used that only 2 fights ago, Yeti, and they have a lot of ultimates as well to pair with that. They have both of their tank ultimates online, so they're going to have a lot of sustain on the point, which is exactly what you need in a 2 CP scenario. But they don't have the support ultimates. That might be the, you know, kind of like the bow on top of the presents that they would want for this fight, but we'll see if it bites them in the butt here, heading into this next one. As Primal, they don't have much to work with.
They don't have a whole lot to work with. Definitely a key fight with 4 ultimates for Twilight Foxes. This very easily could be the map winner for them right now. Scene looking to get in position for that EMP, looking for any priority target he can. See, the EMP comes in, finds only 2, but the Diva Bomb comes in as well, takes down Caesar, which is a big kill right now, but Pro Gamer finds the first barrage kill of the match, taking down Ghost Dog. And Twilight Foxes, unfortunately, despite the 2 ultimate investment here, not able to get much going, and they're gonna have to get reset again.
Yeah, Primal are just playing this so smart, and Twilight Foxes are struggling to rotate effectively into the composition that Primal are running. Because if you're Twilight Foxes, you have to run over Elephant 6 and Deputy here, but you just can't because Primal's playing so far back, and their FAR is getting value every time that Twilight try to rotate here. So there's a really, really smart play from Primal. I'm hoping to see some swap maybe here in the next fight after this one, if Twilight Foxes do lose it, but they do have some tools to win. They have the Death Blossom, which has been pretty great so far, so we'll see if that's enough for them here.
Alright, right now, Primal, Twilight Foxes again trying to they're trying to get this one back in their favor here. Here comes the ultimate from Deputy Boss as the Death Blossom used by Exo, not finding anything, but Chronicler takes out a key target, taking down Elephant 6. See the Death Blossom and the Coalescence invested here from Twilight Foxes going all in on this fight, trying to get everything they can. And the barrage negated here by that excellent DM from Chronicler, and Pro Gamers drop. Stealthy pops the Coalescence of his own, trying to spin this one back here for Primal. Elephant 6 dropped very low right now with that Primal Rage going. Caesar is popped into that Valkyrie form as well. Right now, team's just trading blows. The critical Diva Bomb comes in from Chronicler. Can he find anything? He cannot. And right now, Ultimate's coming up. We see the Death Blossom coming up from Exo. Could be a critical one, but Mitsuha has a Death Blossom of their own. But Exo is slightly better, taking down Caesar. And it looks like Twilight Foxes, they do manage to take this one, and Twilight Foxes take this one. They're tied 1-1 in this match.
Yeah, very back and forth final fight there, Yeti, on the point. Very hectic, but a good job by Twilight Foxes. Really, they didn't negate much of Pro Gamer's damage on the Pharah, but his ultimates were negated very, very well by Twilight Foxes. Him being taken out in his ultimate in that last fight was part of what helped secure Twilight Foxes this map. Really, really good adaptation from the— oh no, the hammer kill in the game.
As Chronicler in match chat screaming, skip, skip, skip. Nope, nope, we don't skip the play of the game here. Unfortunate if you are a fan of Chronicler. A little bit of embarrassment right there from Mitsuha's blow-up hammer, which is even more embarrassing, I think. Nonetheless, we appear to be in lines for a close match here. 1-1 right now. This is already more maps won by Twilight Foxes than their week 1 of stage 2 match. So Twilight Foxes trying to answer the call here. Let's go to Captain Jack. We got a few updates.
Woohoo! I'm back again. All right, so Arctic taking an early lead here as they finish Volsky Industries 1-0, bringing them up 2-0 against the Clovers. Coming in the tail end here, we have Arctic Foxes versus Flying Lions. Flying Lions taking away Elios 2-1. And just coming in, Supernova versus Dumpster Divers, also tying it up 1-1 on Hanamura, with Supernova taking it 2-0.
All right, that's exciting right now. Dumpster Divers, Supernova look to be in line. Nice long match. Arctic, impressive from Arctic. Really bad stage 2 for them. Nobody can question that. Their GM literally folds the team out in front of them, and then credit to their players, they decided, you know what, we don't want to be done. And they decided to just get it back going, and look at them now. They're up 2-0 in their playoff match against Clovers, trying to set up a date with the good boys. And it looks like one more update. Do you want to go ahead with that?
Looks like we got Holy Jalapenos versus Slipstream once again. Wait, what? They did not play that many matches already.
No,
I think we got a backwards score here, but it looks
Yep.
like they are 1-1. Holy Jalapenos also taking Volskaya Industries 3-2.
Another 1-1 score. Lots of good matches shaping up here tonight as both teams are ready. Needle, we are definitely in stage for a good one here, it looks like.
Yeah, definitely. Very, very close last map. First map, there was a very decisive point for Primal when they were playing the Pharmacy, but their Pharmacy comps did not get as much value there on Volskaya, but a smart map pick from them 2 months ago back when I played Primal. This is what they would pick. They would pick, God, what is this map called? Eichenwald. They would pick Eichenwald all the time because they can play Pharah. You know, it's what we expect to see here. They're gonna play Pharah, Yeti. I don't need to see them pick their heroes. They're gonna be playing Pharmacy here on their Eichenwald attack. And we'll get to see if, on this more far favored than the Volskaya map, we'll get to see if the Reaper Sombra is going to work out well here for the Twilight Foxes, because it seems to be the only composition they're really playing so far. And
it really does. They're riding that brawl dive.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like,
The Rhine was just this comp with a Rhine.
Exactly.
They do love that. They do love that Reaper Sombra, but we'll get to see if there's adaptations here from Primal. The Sombra pick might be the beginning of their turnaround here. I think that's a smart pick into what the Twilight Foxes are playing. I don't think that Torbjorn and the Soldier get much value, gonna be honest. Mitsuha was making them get some value, but I think the Sombra is gonna be a much easier and much more sensible pick here against what Twilight Foxes have been running so far.
Definitely. Perhaps a little arrogance almost, you would say, from Primal on that choice there, going Soldier 76, widely seen as a giant now. But anyways, nonetheless, Pro Gamer comes out on the Farmer, Mitsuha on that Sombra, looking to turn the tides of the match back in their favor here. Both teams right now trading out under the archway. Elephant 6 drops dangerously low. Seen in the back line as well, and Exo again finds Delphi. Those shotguns have been finding their way into the grandma's back a lot tonight. Exo is just drops Delphi again, and my goodness, we've seen that so much tonight.
Yeah, really good engages from the Twilight Foxes, really trying to punish Delphi here, who now swaps over to the Moira. I kind of like that pick here, Yeti. It's going to make him a lot more sustainable.
Yes, and I'm sure that's just honestly Delphi saying they are tired of being focused down. The hack in onto Pro Gamer keeps him down on the ground here. Good hack by Scene. Exo manages to get the DMAC, but is dropped by Delphi. Delphi with a little revenge there. Kind of feels real good if you are playing that sport. And the EMP in quickly from Mitsuha, winning the EMP battle. Finds 2 targets on the side of Twilight Foxes. But Coalescence in from DJ Radish. They're not able to really get capitalizing on it. We see the ult come in from Pro Gamer. It appears to be negated as well. Pro Gamer does take down Chronicler, however, and the beat is dropped by Witch House Flex. Well, the Valkyrie is in use. Ult's just being traded out, but nobody's dying. Somebody kill somebody, please.
Yeah.
Exo, thank you.
Yeah, very back and forth fight. So many ultimates being used here. I'm not quite sure who's going to win yet, but Primal look like they have the advantage with the Coalescence on the points. Chronicler now DMAC. This fight is all but over. A good fight there from Primal. At the beginning there, Twilight Foxes, they went for a play to try to kill Pro Gamer. They hacked him. They had their Diva go after him as well, but they did not manage to take him out. And that kind of snowballed into their demise here on first point. And a lot of ultimates here for Primal. Going forward, they have the EMP and the Barrage.
Exo with a very interesting choice to contest there. I guess he really wanted to give 200 HP worth of bolt charge to Primal. But anyways, here we are now. Primal, Pro Gamer finds Scene again on that Sombra. The 5v6 right now in the favor of Primal as the cart is beginning to push through the gates of Eichenwald Castle. The EMP put in by Mitsuha finds 5, massive EMP, and here comes the barrage from Pro Gamer, finds 2 with DJ Radish and Exo dropping. Chronicler answers back with a Diva Bomb, and they're spinning it back to Far Mercy, taken down by the tank line of the Foxes. And it actually looks like the Foxes are gonna stabilize out here a little bit. You see Scene putting some damage in right now on the Deputy Boss, trying right now to get some cart presence. The hack and the DMAC onto Deputy Boss as well. And Primal is falling right now. Oh, Pro Gamer in on the far end, but the Death Blossom used by Exo, a back and forth fight. Teams are having trouble figuring out who's going to be able to take this one. Here comes the Coalescence from Delphi. So much being invested from both teams. This is going to be a critical fight here. It could definitely swing the momentum on point B.
Yeah, this fight's crazy, but it looks like Primal, they might have the better spawns. They might clutch this out, but wish I was Flex killing the Pharah as a Lucio. Bomb now coming out for Deputy Base. Going to be negated effectively. Kill still trading back and forth, Yeti. I'm not entirely sure what's going on here.
I'm not sure either. Is this quick play? Can somebody please tell me what's going on right now, because I am completely lost. But here comes Primal now, answering with 2 kills of the run. This fight is back and forth with nobody seeming to want to claim control, but finally, after 1 minute and a half throat ache causing fight, Primal takes this one.
Yeah, finally over, but seeing he has the EMP, so I imagine we're going to see a bit more of second point here if he can get this EMP off against Primal. They still are not playing a Lucio. They don't have that defensive ult. The EMP is going to be massive here. I believe in Scene. I believe in the Twilight Foxes. This is going to be a big one.
Huge EMP needs to happen right now. There it is. Fight 6. Massive EMP. Here comes the deep bomb. Finding 2. Perfect combo from the Twilight Foxes. 3 down right now for Primal. But the follow-up. Where's the follow-up? Exo is dropped right now. Oh, but DJ Radish, man. Okay, they do manage to get control here. Primal will push through and finish off this one.
Yeah, really good engage by the Twilight Foxes, knowing that Primal gave up the high ground. They took it and they're like, okay, we'll just EMP bomb, and it killed 2. So really, really effective play there from the Twilight Foxes. But now the ultimates are beginning to head into the direction of Primal having the advantage here. They have the barrage, but
oh what a stagger. What a huge stagger kill on Elephant 6. That's going to buy them probably 10, 15, 20 seconds. It might push this all the way to last fight.
Yeah, it probably will here as Mitsuha's hacked up, trying to go for a C9, gets taken out. Good punish there from the Twilight Foxes, and now their ultimate economy, it's not looking so bad anymore. The Coalescence is really effective at negating a pharmacy, and DJ Radish has it online for this next fight. Gonna make it a bit difficult here for Pro Gamer to get into a good position and get his barrage off, which is really what Primal needs to win this next fight.
They really do. Scene extremely low, does manage to get another health pack, looking for another target to hack out. Ults being ready to trade out here on this very last fight. Both support ultimates up right now for both teams, or just about in case Primal. Diva Bomb comes in here, finds DJ Radish, a big kill, taking out one of the healers for Twilight Foxes. Exo is dropped as well. Ghost Dog swinging those hands on the point. Does get Delphi off the bridge, looking for another kill, cannot find it. Chronicler dropped on the point as well, looking for a potential recontest. Here are the Foxes. Exo does have that Death Blossom, could be a big one, but Ghost Dog is dropped. But then here comes the Death Blossom, still being invested by Exo, and they can't find anything, and the Twilight Foxes will have to surrender point B.
Yeah, really good kill there by Ghost Dog onto Delphi, but an effective hold there from Primal in that last fight, negating Exo's Death Blossom really effectively with the Winston Bubble, and I believe the Defense Matrix as well. Great play by them there, as they... Now, we get to see Pro Gamer is off far, Yeti. He is off far. I repeat, Pro Gamer is off far. He is now on Reaper, heading into this third point of Icon Vault.
I'm sorry, this appears to be a UI glitch. I'm not certain what's going on right now. This rocket. But I'm thrown for a loop. I don't even know what to say anymore, except Ghost Dog has dove in. Here comes the Diva Bomb in, not finding the angle they were looking for. Unfortunately, Chronicler manages to remech, however. We see lots of ults right now for both teams. 3 ults aside, but both support ults right now for Twilight Foxes. Wish I was Flex, finds Mitsuha, but a big Diva Bomb comes in. The EMP in from Scene, finds 4. And Exo right now, again, putting those shotguns to work, finds Pro Gamer, and Elephant 6 is dropped as well. Primal is retreating.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that ultimate investment, though, from the Twilight Foxes, using their Coalescence, Sound Barrier, and EMP after they had already taken out Mitsuha. I'm not too sure about that one, Yeti, as it's not looking good for them here. They don't have any ultimates to negate Mitsuha's EMP that he still has online. Primal is going to be the only thing they have to try to, Ghost Dog can sustain himself, but who's going to sustain the rest of the team?
The EMP is going to be critical here from Mitsuha. Mitsuha is extremely low right now. Scene trying to get his own EMP charged up. It's got a long way to go. Targets are already extremely low, and they haven't even used the EMP yet, but Exo trying to turn it around, and he does! Finds 3 targets. But again, just finding so much value on that Reaper throughout the match tonight so far. And EXO putting those shots, or putting it again back to the Diva. And Twilight Foxes, they seem to be in a position here to completely disregard that ult advantage. EMP in for Mitsuha, but they don't have the follow-up yet. Here's the huge hack from Scene! Takes Pro Gamer out of that Death Blossom. Here comes Coalescence in from Caesar, trying to spin it back here for Primal. The beat drop by Delphi as well. So many ults being invested here in this final fight opportunity, but EXO so close to another Death Blossom. Scene so close to an EMP. The critical ult coming in. EMP, Death Blossom, and the Twilight Foxes get the team kill, the holdout here on point 3 of Ice.
Yeah, very well played by Twilight Foxes, but at the same time, maybe a bit of an oversight by Primal, taking the fight in the one place on Eichenwald where they can't really get an EMP off, in the back alleys of Eichenwald 3rd. I don't know how Mitsuha is supposed to EMP that, and he couldn't find the right angle, and the one key that Primal had to winning that fight, they just couldn't use because of where the fight was taken. So really smart engage by Twilight Foxes, taking the fight into the back areas of Eichenwald 3rd. Very, very strange place to take a fight. I've never seen a fight taken by the sword before in that area. That was a bit weird. But a good play by Twilight Foxes, and then the very last fight, the overtime fight, playing a little bit slow, getting their ultimates and holding down the point. Really, really good stabilize there, as we got to see Pro Gamer on the Reaper, and he's going to continue being on the Reaper. I'm surprised. I'm surprised to see him not on fire on this defense.
I am surprised, but I am pleased by this. The mirror comp coming out right now from both teams. Any updates really quick here, Captain Jack?
Yes, I got plenty in the Harmony tier. Paradise takes a 2-0 lead against Courage on Volskaya, ending the map 4-3. Dumpster Divers take the lead 2-1 on King's Row, making it 1-0. And then in the Discord tier, Blink Strike gets their first map against VCG Esports on Lijiang 2-0.
All right, thanks for the updates, Captain Jack. And here we go. Mirror comps on both sides. It's basically an Overwatch League match right now here, folks. Here we go. Mirror comp. We'll see who can run this one better. Twilight Fox has been running it all night. Primal giving it a try. Maybe advantage Twilight Foxes in that case, but here they go as they engage inward. Hack in onto Ghost Dog. Hack in onto Elephant 6 as well. And EXO finds Elephant 6 first for the first kill. Main tank down now for Primal. They're gonna have to peel all the way back to point here. Pressure coming in from Twilight Foxes. We see Pro Gamer does get into the back line, but EXO doing way more work on that Reaper right now. EXO finds Delphi. Delphi having just horrible nightmares with EXO right now. Coalescence already up by DJ Radish in 40 seconds on this one. But Twilight Foxes already take this point. Hey, Needle, you gotta be impressed with that Moira play, getting the Coalescence up that fast.
That was a pretty fast Coalescence, but what I was more impressed with was that hack from Scene onto Elephant 6, really opening up that fight for the Twilight Foxes. That's all they needed to win. But while Scene was playing for hacks, Mitsuha was playing for damage, and he already has the EMP online very fast, and a good kill on the DJ Radish here for Primal. They're looking good to just go very aggressively here on the Twilight Foxes.
And that's exactly what they do. Here comes the aggression from Primal. They find Scene out on the cart. Twilight Foxes going all the way back to the spawn room, and Primal wants to follow them all the way to the door and ring the doorbell on the way there, it looks like. But Primal right now in good shape. Ult economy definitely in their favor too, it looks like.
Yeah, the ult economy is in Primal's favor, but only slightly. The Coalescence being the only ultimate that's really, there's a big gap, and it's an early fight here.
EMP in for Mitsuha. Pro Gamer uses their ult as well. A beat is dropped here by Wish I Was Flex, but maybe not the ultimate they want to use. We have a pause requested by Primal, trying to figure out what's going on there. Maybe some more ping issues coming up. But Twilight Foxes, good start, but Primal really good initial defense here on point 2.
Oh yeah, getting that kill on DJ Radish, a great find there for Primal, really helping them snowball a bit here, winning that fight off of that kill and getting a lot of ultimate charge, and now looking to win this fight with only their EMP Blossom. It's looking good for Primal to hold point B for pretty long time here, but at the same time, there are still a few ultimates that Twilight Foxes have online. I believe they only use the beat that fight. The beat is still being cast by I Wish I Was Flex. So there are some tools for Twilight Foxes to get back into this next fight, but Primal, they have so much space. If they take another early fight like that this time, but with the Coalescence, maybe a Primal, a Diva Bomb, maybe even their sound barrier, going in with their sound barrier, probably not the best place in scene as EMP, but if they can, Primal, they still have a lot of tools to go in really aggressively here, despite using their EMP boss in this fight.
Yeah, DPS ults right now definitely on the side of Twilight Foxes, but the tools, there's a lot of tools in the box for both teams right now. So it's not a clear cut who's going to come out ahead on this fight right now. But I have to say, Primal looking really good, as Seen unfortunately looks to have dropped from the match here. Team still working to get back up and running here. I don't believe we have any updates from the field, but Captain Jack, I know you've been at least tuning in a little bit on this match. What have you been seeing so far? What's impressed you?
I think the thing that's definitely most impressed me about what I've been seeing is the willingness or lack thereof, maybe at certain times, of teams wanting to swap characters or stick on to characters. Typically, in the earlier matches, when we saw the Far Mercy, you'd want to lock the legs or another hit scan DPS to be able to take them out, but Scene just doing an incredible job of just countering the Pharah by just keeping them out of the air over and over and over again. Just those hacks are being phenomenal right now, and without an Ana on the board, that was really causing issues during Volskaya Industries. Scene is just kind of unmatched at this point. Michua now on the Sombra is doing an incredible job of trying to parallel those EMPs so that every time one goes off, they're always able to follow up with one of their own and try to take it back in their favor. And then we're seeing the battle of the Reapers, EXO and Pro Gamer, popping off multiple blossoms during each fight, really trying to parallel one another. And it's literally going to come down to which team can shred the other faster.
Absolutely. Hey, we got a quick update as well. Looks like one just came in. Looks like Clover's trying to get back with. I'm sorry, Arctic here.
It looks like we have Clover's now taking a map for themselves, making it 2-1 in favor of Arctic. Clover's took Kings Row 2-1.
All right, Clover's trying to get back into it. Again, kudos to Arctic for getting the team back together. Clover's trying to keep their playoff hopes alive. It's a lot easier to come back when you're down 2-1 when you're down than when you're down 3-0. I would definitely argue that. Critical to win that map 3 can really spin everything in your momentum, which is what we're seeing right now. We got two teams here really looking to see if they can try to get something going in their favor here. And I think this could be the critical map, because we've seen Twilight Fox's great response on Volskaya here. If they can pull out Eichenwald, which is very winnable right now with the time bank they have, that could put the whole match in their favor. Needle, I know momentum is such a huge thing. You know it really well that momentum can mean everything.
Oh yeah, back in season 3, like you mentioned, winning one of the first 3 maps is really important. Holy Jalapenos versus Undead Battery, that Harmony final. You can check it on the Overwatch Tranquility YouTube channel if you scroll back a year. But it was that was a really good match, and getting momentum is really important here. But I think Twilight Foxes might struggle to get a bit of momentum. Losing their ultimate, that was really key with Scene disconnecting. Scene was 88% to his EMP, and unfortunately his internet has forced him out of the game. So I think it's going to be a bit tough for Twilight Foxes in the next few fights. Their EMP was their tool to get in this next fight. They don't have that anymore, but they can still turn it around. They have 4 minutes on the time bank. The map is definitely not over. It's just a little bit of a bump in the road, losing Scene to internet issues there. But yeah, if Twilight Foxes can win this map, which it's still possible, that would be massive after losing 0.1. Control, as I mentioned previously, it is a Pharah favored map type. So coming back against Primal, showing that you can beat them where they can't play Pharah as much is really a really good look here for Twilight Foxes.
All right, and Captain Jack, let's just get another update from Scene. Still working on getting that internet up and
yes, in the Discord tier, Flying Lions indeed flying high right now as they solidify their lead 2-0 right now in their series against the Arctic Foxes after they take Anubis 3-2.
So the Fox Brethren right now of Twilight Foxes is down 2-0 in their wild card match here. Those teams right now vying for a pretty challenging date here in the next round with with Tempest, which would be a fantastic match. We'll see who comes out on top there. No, Needle, I was talking about momentum, going back, I guess, down memory lane since we have a little bit of time. What tell me a little bit about that season 3 finals here. You're down 3-1. What goes through your head when you're down 3-1? The whole season comes down to one map at that point, basically. What's going through your head in that kind of situation where everything's up against you, the numbers are not in your favor at all.
Well, I gotta tell you, Yeti, season 3 Needle was insanely PMA. But in playoffs, I was insanely PMA. I always thought we could pull it back, even when we were down 3-1. I think being PMA is the most important thing. Jalapenos in the quarterfinals as well of season 3, we were down 0-2 against Maelstrom, who was a team that was like struggling a bit towards the end of season 3. So it's like being down 0-2 to a team that's like, they were looking really good, but they weren't looking as good. It doesn't feel good. But going in with a PMA and pulling it back is really important. And going in with a PMA, no matter how far you are down, even if you're down 3-0, 3-1, obviously a bit easier to have a positive mental attitude there. But being down 3-0, you have to keep your mental intact. Otherwise, you are going to lose. I'm gonna admit, there were some mentals that were a bit busted after we were down 3-1 in finals against Undead Battery in season 3. But we pulled it back, and I think any team can pull back from being down to 3-1 as long as they keep their head in the game.
Now, we talk a lot about the playoffs being a first to four situation. How I have to ask, like, how does that weigh into your prep into the match and into the mental state of the match? Because it really turns into a giant marathon. These matches can.
Oh yeah, marathon's definitely the best way to describe it. I don't think, at least I don't really like change how I prepare for playoffs matches. I just always put myself in a mental state to be ready for a long one, because you never know how good the enemy team is going to be. They could turn out to be really good here. Like, you could say, some people might not have expected Twilight Foxes to take a map off of Primal here, losing 4-0 to Primal only around a month ago, but they've already taken a map and they're looking competitive on this next map as well. So I think it's really key in playoffs, maybe don't necessarily prepare for first to four, but more just prepare your mental and never underestimate the enemy team, which I hope Primal aren't doing. As you mentioned earlier, they were playing Torbjorn and Soldier. So it doesn't look like they're underestimating the Twilight Foxes here, now playing Sombra.
They are not. And unfortunately, Scene is still not back and the timeouts are exhausted. And we will get this thing moving forward now. The Twilight Foxes will be down 5v6 for at least the initial start of this point, or of the remainder of this point. So getting this one moving forward now. As soon as I apparently press the right key bind. But here we go. So game is back underway here. Now being seeing down their EMP, that hurts Twilight Foxes a lot.
Oh yeah, very unfortunate. I've casted 5v6s before in the Battalion Flying Lions feature. It's really rough to see the team with 5 doing the best that they can, going at a big disadvantage, but at the same time losing their Sombra. It's a pretty important piece of the Sombra Reaper comp. Obviously, it's half the name, and the EMP is a very important ultimate. But there's still a lot of damage and a lot of sustain without their Sombra. Twilight Foxes, if they decide to leave their spawn room, we might get to see a fight here, Yeti. But
the question is, will they? Because we know Scene is loading into open right now. I think they might be choosing to wait this one out a little bit, which honestly I don't necessarily blame them. You maybe don't want to give more ult charge over to Twilight Foxes here, but we do see Mitsuha he's just watching, just kind of lurking, looking over the fight, seeing what's going on. Nothing really doing right now for Twilight Foxes. There's not a whole lot to talk about right now, Needle. This is kind of awkward.
I'm a bit surprised that Primal aren't all going to where Mitsuha is. They could definitely try to spawn hold. The Twilight Foxes here. They could all go into that top right room, but they're looking like they're trying to play a bit fair. Just waiting for Seed to come back. As Mitsuha requested Torb Hammer 1v1.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be pretty entertaining to watch, but
unfortunately for Twilight Foxes, their timeouts are over. Again, just to update how timeouts, you get 3 2-minute timeouts can be used consecutively through a match. Those have already been exhausted for Twilight Foxes, so they are now in a stage where if anybody disconnects, it doesn't matter. Twilight or Primal can just say start the match again. So, and honestly, in a playoff situation, in a first of 4, I can never blame a team for doing that. So, Primal right now is in really good shape here as Twilight Foxes continue to try to figure out if they want to push this. And the cart finds its resting point here right at the start. Oh, and here comes Twilight Foxes. They poke out. They're alive. Signs of life from the Twilight Foxes.
Turtles poking their head out of their shell, and then they retreat back into their spawn room. Still waiting for Scene.
I think the Sabra used a voice line. I think I put him back into the spawn room really quickly.
Oh no!
This is just unfortunate right now for Twilight Foxes. Seemed like everything was going into their favor, but technology seems to just suddenly have completely flipped it. That's gotta hurt the mental. Hopefully they can keep a PMA moving forward here. They're still trying to get Scene in. I'm not sure what exactly is happening. But my goodness, this has been 2.5 minutes. I have to say this is more engaging than Double Shield.
I'd like to personally disagree. I really like Double Shield, but we get to see DJ Radish's now running around. Mitsuha is not looking to kill him here. We also get to see passive ult charges coming into play, Yeti. The rate that heroes charge their ultimates passively is becoming important in this match because Mitsuha they used EMP Blossom, Primal did in the fight that they won now 3 minutes ago in the time. Seed is back! Seed is
back! Oh, and here they comes Twilight Foxes now. See if they can get something, but Scene is back in the game. And here we go. Scene is back. He's picking a hero right now, but Twilight Fox is trying to get this thing going here. Exo, unfortunately, taken down right away. Twilight Foxes invest the coalescence into this. They did not get anything going off this, however. Twilight Primal is peeling back, though. They are peeling back. Hack did try to come in, negate it out here. Here comes the Diva Bomb up and over the top. Dangerous Diva Bomb takes down Scene, who is back in the match and now back in the spawn room. Last fight territory now for Twilight Fox. They have a metric mile to go, which doesn't make any sense. I just realized that as I said it. I'm so sorry, everyone.
Yeah, but there are a lot of ultimates for the Twilight Foxes here as they're looking to take a fast engage with Primal holding so close.
Metric mile, I just defended our producer Cavalier. Canadian Diva Bomb in, not finding anything, gets caught on the bridge. Elephant 6, though, dropped very low. We see Exo right now with that Death Blossom. Could be a critical ult here. Twilight Fox is still trying to get going here, trying to find any way they can. They still have to get through the archway. EMP in from Mitsuha, finds all 6. Pro Gamer spinning to win with the Death Blossom, finds 4. Beat is dropped by Delphi on the point just to mitigate anything else. And unfortunately for Twilight Foxes, the technology bites them here, and Primal takes Eichenwald.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, Yeti. Primal are looking good, and they won the fights that they were supposed to win there. They were still winning the 6v6, but that was just... we didn't even get to see Twilight Foxes have a real offense after they lost over 3 minutes of time thanks to Scene being disconnected. Very, very unfortunate after how close Volskaya was. I was hoping for another close map, but unfortunately Scene's internet's denying me that. But this next map, it could be close as we get to see Twilight Foxes. They now have the map pick, and they get to pick something that's not far favored if they decide to.
All right, we're going to go on a 10-minute halftime now. Before we get to that halftime, however, one more quick update from Captain Jack.
All right, coming back in the Harmony tier, Holy Jalapenos taking a spicy lead against Slipstream 2-1 after their victory on Eichenwald being 3-2.
Holy Jalapenos turning it around right now after their big roster change, moving into the playoffs here. Anyways, we're going to come back after halftime here, see you in about 10 minutes.
I'm NPC, the Tranquility Hammer. Have you lost Overwatch games due to smurfs, levers, or throwers? Have you been on the same team as Bard? You may be entitled to compensation.
I used to be in silver. Thanks to NPC and the Overwatch Tranquility community gear, I'm now a gold Moira player, spawn camping Ice, the Season 3 Discord tier MVP. Thanks, NPC!
Go to my website right now and let me fight for discounts for you. Go to owtranquility.org and click store, or go to shop.spreadshirt.com/owtranquility.
I've asked to remain anonymous for my safety, but I'm an admin in an Overwatch community. It can be exhausting work. But these shirts, they're so cheap, I have shirts to burn. And now thanks to NPC, I can own the Zoomers, and I can do it in style.
I'm going to hammer down prices of Tranquility merchandise this week. Up to 15%. If you place your order on July 29th or July 30th, you'll get 15% off your entire order. Go to my website now to get the SR and the Tranquility gear that you deserve. Tranquility merchandise does not guarantee victories in Overwatch or increase in skill rating. 15% off, valid on orders placed on July 29th and 30th at Spreadshirt.com.
Welcome back, everybody, from halftime. Primal sitting to the 2-1 lead over Twilight Foxes. However, it's not the only match going on today. We got Tranquility playoff action happening right now. Captain Jack, break down some results or some map updates for us.
Oh, so much down from above. As we see in the Harmony tier, Supernova sitting at 3-1 in their series after their victory on Rialto being 3-2. And then updates from the Discord tier, Blink Strike taking the lead 2-0 as they complete Hanamura with a 4-3 victory. And Flying Lions still flying incredibly high, 3-0 against the Arctic Foxes by taking Kings Row on the very first map.
All right, and I think there's one more update right now, Captain Jack.
Is there?
Supernova Dumpster Divers, right? Unless I'm losing my mind.
Didn't I start with that one?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you started with
that
that
one.
one.
You know what?
I got like a whole list. I just pulled down the list.
I think my mind disconnected here, just like unfortunately it's like disconnected.
Rip.
You hate to see it, folks. But right now, thankfully, it looks like everybody's connection is maintained. As it looks, subs and map picks are coming in. Twilight Fox is unfortunate. They had a pretty decent hold on Eichenwald, but completely negated by the technical issues. Do you think Twilight Foxes can turn this thing around?
I hope so. I don't know. I don't know if they'll be able to. It depends on how their mental is after losing 3 minutes of time bank to a disconnect. You know, it's definitely a very rough thing. You know, sometimes unfortunate events happen and sometimes the mentals just don't bounce back. But I'm hoping they do here for Twilight Foxes. I think with a good map pick here, they could turn it around. It really depends what they pick. There's Gibraltar, Rialto, and Havana here. 3 decent options for the Twilight Foxes. I'd say Havana probably the best if you don't want to play against Primal's Pharmacy again. But you know, I'm interested to see what they decide to pick, and I'm also interested to see if we're going to see anything besides the Reaper Sombra for Twilight Foxes. It's all we've seen so far. We've seen 7 heroes. We've seen the Winston Diva, and we've also seen the Reinhardt sometimes for their tank line. As they decide to pick Rialto here against Primal, I think this is probably the worst pick that they could have here, because of how much you can play Pharmacy on Rialto. On the first 2 points,
True.
I wouldn't say Pharmacy reigns supreme, but it's definitely playable on the first 2 points of Rialto. Maybe not the third as much, but we've seen Primal. They're now able to swap over to the Sombra Reaper, as we saw a bit last map. So Primal showing some diversity as well as some strength on the Pharmacy comps. Well, we've only seen the Reaper Sombra from Twilight Foxes. I'm hoping we get to see more, or we get to see the Reaper Sombra of Twilight Foxes go to another level here if they want to take the series back into their hands.
Right. Rialto is the map choice, like you said. Potential for a map here for Pro Gamer. We did see the mirror come out from them from Primal last time, so it'll be interesting to see what we come up against here. Really quick, Captain Jack, do you want to give us an update on the one that just came in?
Yes, I can. Courage, holding a lot of courage coming into stage 2, but having a really hard time in their wild card round against Paradise. Currently, Paradise is up 3-0 against Courage after completing Numbani 4-3.
Courage right now on the doorstep of elimination, with Arctic Foxes same as well in a 3-0 situation. Both 10 seeds. Both 10 seeds. They're going to have to spin it back with one hell of a sweep in the first to 4 format. But we'll see if it happens. Coming out now for Primal. Hey, Needle, what do I see?
Fire!
Hey, you know what? If it ain't broke, if you're Primal, don't fix it, right?
True.
Don't fix it. And again, more of the same here now from Twilight Foxes and Pro Gamer trying to see if he can beat his ult charge record from Volskaya when he got the barrage in the first 15 seconds. Not quite this time, only halfway there. Dive comes in here. Wish I was Flex pushing in deep on that Lucio, and it dropped, unfortunately, punished for the aggression. And Pro Gamer finds a Wubis as well. Pro Gamer almost to that barrage already, and the Twilight Foxes on their heels.
Primal back on the comp they played for the first point of this series, Lijiang Gardens. It worked very effectively for them there, and it's working effectively for them again here as we get to see the Reaper is gone. Exo is now onto the Tracer. That's actually a hero that I missed. They did play earlier in my summary. I did miss that one. And he's back on the Tracer now. I like the Tracer here. I don't think the Reaper can do much. As you can see, Twilight Foxes are going for the recontest here.
The recontest comes in from Twilight Foxes. Coalescence used by a Weaver. You see the barrage is up for Pro Gamer, but Elephant 6 is already taken down. The barrage come out. It does not. Ghost Dog finds Delphi as well. The hack in onto the Mercy for Primal. And it does look like Twilight Foxes are going to be able to push this one back as Deputy Boss is taken out of the mech and dropped by Chronicler. A couple of kills on the exit, though, for Primal.
Yeah, good kill onto their Diva, but unfortunately, oh, I'm sorry, that was still on the Exo there for Primal. As good to see, Chronicler is now getting pressured out as Primal are already looking to go back in. They don't even have their tanks back, but their DPS are already trying to command some space here, Yeti.
That was a bold, aggressive move here. It worked, as there was nothing really to do. Oh, but Chronicler does a fantastic job negating that. Phases life, but takes Pro Gamer down as well. Res used by Caesar. But Primal right now is looking to be in good shape. Pulse Bomb used by Mitsuha does not find anything. Exo takes Pro Gamer out of the sky with a melee from the trees. Not a very frequent occurrence. Scene finds Elephant 6 as well after hacking him out, and the aggression continues. Twilight Foxes walking them all the way back to the bridge.
Yeah, really smart play there from Chronicler taking out Pro Gamer, and then the aggression with I Wish I Was Flex's beat was really, really good there from Twilight Foxes, and their ultimate economy is looking clean. As we're going to see some swaps here coming from Primal, I imagine they're going to slowly transition over to the Reaper Sombra, Lucio, Moira, beginning the Pro Gamer swapping onto that Reaper. Probably a Nano Boost and a Dodge can come out from Primal this fight.
Expect to see both ultimates here as well. The Diva Bomb comes in, the EMP used as well, however, and Scene is taken down by Deputy Boss. Here comes the ultimates being traded out, both Diva Bombs used. Chronicler gets Deputy Boss on the remake. Not a very commonly seen kill feed icon there, but the ultimate used by Awubis putting a lot of pressure onto Primal. The res comes in from Caesar onto Deputy Boss, bringing him back up. Delphi, however, is taken down by Awubis. And right now, it is a 5v5 on the point, but Ghost Dog falls, the main tank being taken down for the Twilight Foxes. We are on the last fight potentially here on point A. The Twilight Foxes right now struggling to keep a point presence, but nobody's dying. Oh, there goes Wish I Was Flex. Pardon me, spoke too soon. And Twilight Foxes look like they're about to reset here.
Yeah, but it looks like they're actually going to continue to draw at the point. They have the Primal now being popped by Ghost Dog. This might be winnable for the Twilight Foxes here.
Suddenly the turnaround coming in. They have a big pulse bomb potentially. Delphi is taken down by Ghost Dog, but the kills continue to come in for Primal as Pro Gamer finds Awubis. There's a healer down now for Twilight Foxes, and the res onto Delphi effectively negates that kill, and looks like, yes, Primal takes point one.
Yeah, it's actually really good for Primal there, getting all the ult charge from Twilight Fox's failed recontest. But Exo did hold on to that pulse bomb, decided not to invest it there. That could be a good tool for Twilight Foxes going back in, but I am very confused to see Delphi still on Lucio. I guess he's just very, very scared of dying. He was getting punished really effectively by Twilight Foxes, and now we get to see Delphi. I believe he's a Flexport player, but now he's on the Lucio here.
Oh my goodness! What a turnaround there! Pulse bombs used by both teams, and both teams getting very different results. Mitsuha finds 3 with a massive pulse bomb, but the pulse bomb being eaten on the side of Exo, or sorry, Exo's pulse bomb being eaten by Deputy Boss. My goodness! Primal comes out on the big end of the advantage on that pulse bomb trade.
Oh yeah, for sure. And Primal, they have some good ultimates to continue to cap the point out here on B.
Primal's sitting in good shape right now. The beat is dropped by Wish I Was Flex. 3 members of his team. Ghost Dog does get onto Elephant 6. He's bombed by Deputy Boss, not finding anything, but Exo's taken down by Pro Gamer. The Tracer is taken down right now. First Twilight Fox has done a lot of damage, but we see Exo switch over to the Reaper as the Diva Bomb comes in again. The ultimate being used by Pro Gamer finds 2 with the Diva Bomb finding nothing, and Pro Gamer, far one trick. Nah, I think he plays Reaper as well, but I guess that's pretty, a lot of people say that's pretty easy, so maybe still a far one trick, but still finding the kill convenience. And 4K for Pro Gamer and Primal pushing the card.
We might get to see a desperate recontest here from Twilight Foxes with their EMP. I'm not sure if they're going to go for it, but they look like their Winston's going in here.
Their Winston is going in. He does have the Primal, so he can last a long time here. EMP finds 3, but Delphi, immediate response with the sound barrier. Perfect play by Delphi, completely negating the effect of the EMP. We see dueling Primals right now. Elephant 6 trying to get a little bit more value than Ghost Dog did. Chronicler is taken out of the mech as Caesar brings in the Coalescence as well. Right now, Twilight Foxes are reeling with many players low. The stick for Mitsuha finds Wish I Was Flex, and Primal will push through here. Exo trying, he's the last bastion of hope and taken down. And there we go, Primal takes point 2 with 1 minute and 50 seconds to the time.
Yeah, while Sombra is arguably a better pick here in this matchup for the Twilight Foxes, Mitsuha has gotten so much value on the Tracer so far on this map, yet he's looked really, really good. And Primal are looking, they only have a minute and a half on the time bank. If we get to see a stabilized fight here from Twilight Foxes, if they win this one, that could be massive.
Big play here. The sound barrier used by Wish I Was Flex, countered by a Diva Bomb, which takes down Ghost Dog. But Exo with the Death Blossom takes out 2, both healers for Primal. They have no sustain left on the point here. Pro Gamer does have his ultimate. They could choose to continue the aggression here, and they will. Pro Gamer does push in. They're trying to get some more value out of this, but no, they decide to reset. Probably a good thing.
Yeah, I agree. But Cini almost has the EMP here. We're going to see if Delphi can get that sound barrier in time, as Primal are looking to come back in and take another fight here.
Sound barrier will be a critical all here if he can get up. We're getting close to last fight territory, but a fight's being taken down. Here comes the Death Blossom for Pro Gamer. Finds 2 with the Diva Bomb committed and nothing found. Pro Gamer finds 3, and all of Twilight Fox is taken down. 40 seconds left on the clock. The last ditch recontest will come in now, but they do have a very critical ultimate.
Yeah, that is true. The EMP still online, but the beat can negate it here if Delphi manages to hide like he did on second point.
Delphi right now is playing low. He does get great play by Delphi. EMP only finds 2 targets per scene. And we see the Primal Rage being used by Ghost Dog as well. Both monkeys going full Primal on the point here, and the point appears to be going full Primal as well. Team's not killing anything yet. Mitsuha finds a Wubis, big source of healing, take it down, but Scene takes out Pro Gamer, and the sound barrier committed by Wish I Was Flex finds the entire team. Here's the Diva Bomb coming in, finds Ghost Dog, a critical kill right there for Primal. Kills right now trading out. Exo is dropped by Deputy Boss, who's found 2 this fight. Very big plays there from the off tank for Primal. You see the D-Mech onto Chronicler, the Pulse Bomb being put in. Wish I Was Flex has found that Pulse Bomb so many times, and Deputy Boss finds 3 more, and Primal is in prime position to take this one.
Yeah, Exo going for a desperation touch there, gets boosted away, his Reaper all negated by Deputy Boss's defense matrix. Pretty good offense there for Primal. Making some swaps around after a 3 minutes, it took them 3 minutes to cap the first point, but then they managed to cap the whole map. You don't see that very often, Yeti. That's definitely really, really good play by Primal. On second point, there was that massive Pulse Bomb from Mitsuha, as well as the Pulse Bomb E by Deputy Boss. I think that was the key turnaround there for Primal's offense, and it really helped them going forward. And they closed out third point, which is pretty impressive. But
Really?
we'll get to see their defense now. I'm interested to see what they'll play, because they can play the Pharmacy, but at the same time, playing Pharmacy on defense is just begging to be counterpicked by Exo, the Widowmaker 1v1 champion. I don't believe we've seen him on Widow yet tonight, but we just might if Primal play Pharmacy on defense, and they are. Ooh, I really hope we get to see Exo on Widow, Yeti.
I would love to see some Exo on Widow. His Reaper has been very, very good to. But I do have to point out one thing here. One thing of note is the play from Delphi on that Lucio. How critical, how crucial so many fights turned in the favor of Primal because of Delphi's play.
Yeah, I didn't know he's a Lucio player, Yeti. I think he might have played some Lucio back when Primal had a different second support player. But he's been playing the Ana the majority of this series, and he just swapped over to the Lucio and played it really well, like it was nothing. So Delphi really showing off his flexibility here so far on Rialto.
All right, team's getting going here now. We'll see what happens as Twilight Foxes tries to match the full pull of Primal. Pro Gamer right now on that Pharmacy. My Overwatch is currently lagging out here. Needle, take over.
Okay, there's not much going on, but now we get to see Twilight Foxes, they're going for an aggressive engage here, trying to command the high ground. Their D.Va is hacked out of Primal, demech now, as the Pharah continue to get a lot of value for Primal. The Twilight Foxes, they don't really care about the Pharah. They're applying some pressure onto him and taking a lot of space, going in off of that demech on Deputy Boss. No notable ultimates up yet online for either team. The Twilight Foxes are looking good so far. They have a lot of space. Primal are going to have to go for a desperation recontest here. Deputy Boss gets back in the mech. We're going to see a jump committed for Elephant 6. The nade comes out on to Ghost Dog, but it's not enough as EXO finds Elephant 6. Twilight Foxes are looking good. Another hack on the Deputy Boss from Scene. Really good hack so far. The Pharah spam is not enough for Primal to hold on to this defense. The barrage maybe a bit too late there for Pro Gamer. It's not going to be enough for Primal to turn it. Really, really good fight there for Twilight Foxes.
It was a really good fight. I'm back in play here now. Sorry about that. Don't know what happened. My computer decided it was, I don't know. I can't, decided to go full potato, rip potatoes, by the way. Primal definitely struggled on that first point there. 5 minutes in the time bank compared to the 2.5 minutes that Twilight Foxes had, or I'm sorry, that Primal had on their offense. So we will, we'll see what happens on this one. Both teams pushing forward right now into point 2. And Mitsuha gets the pulse bomb, takes down Chronicler. And right now, Primal Rage being put in by Ghost Dog. Not finding anything, unfortunately. And we see that right now it's just a battle on the corner. Hack comes in on Elephant 6 by Scene, trying to build that EMP. Very close to the EMP. Here comes the coalescence from Lubis. EXO finds Elephant 6. And here comes the dive. Dive in from Ghost Dog, getting a ton of value, putting pressure on the backline. Both healers very low right now. And they have to heal all the way back to the overpass here. Tons of cart progression being gained.
Yeah, this is looking really good for Twilight Foxes as they have the EMP and Delphi is not close enough to get a sound barrier in time to negate it this next fight.
Here comes the Death Loss from EXO, and the D.Va Bomb from Deputy Boss doesn't find anything. Chronicler drops the D.Va Bomb as well. Also being traded out with not much in regards to kill feed value, but EXO finds another here, taking down Delphi. Both healers were taken down here by the Foxes, and the Foxes get great time bank advantage right now with 3 minutes 30 seconds, and now 5 minutes on the clock going to point 2.
Yeah, very heavy investment for them there. I believe they use 4 ultimates, but I don't really mind that. It's very, very tough if you lose a fight on point B at the end there to get back in. So using a lot of ultimates is probably the right play there by Twilight Foxes. They don't have much for this next fight. Primal's probably going to win it as they now swap over to the Sombra Mirror now. I like that play from Primal, and they have some good ultimates to win this next fight. But at the same time, Twilight Foxes are still looking so good with 4.5 minutes on the time bank.
4.5 minutes on the time bank as Lubis uses the coalescence. The death loss is being committed by Pro Gamer on this one. Elephant 6 as well, using the Primal. Deputy Boss finds Scene, however, and Deputy Boss finds another great play all night right now from the D.Va player for Primal, and Twilight Foxes going back to the tails between their legs back to spawn.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I saw that right, but I believe Delphi used his beat that fight, which is not very good for Primal here, as Scene is charging up his EMP really, really fast so far this map. Already 76 to his next one. If Twilight Foxes decide to punish that mistake with an early EMP from Scene and get charged up in time, this could be a massive entry for them here, going on to point C.
Massive entry point here. EMP is coming up from Scene, taken very low, but managed to get out with his life. Both ults right on the verge of being brought up here. It's going to be a massive combo incoming. We'll see if they can get the value from him. Scene trying to get in position for the EMP. There it is. And EXO with the Death Blossom spinning to win. Finds both healers for Primal. The card will progress, but Elephant 6 takes up both healers now as well. No healers left. The D.Va Bomb is committed by Chronicler to get back into mech. Maybe an interesting choice there to do so, as Deputy Boss has a D.Va Bomb of his own right now, and Caesar also has that Coalescence. Lubis will come back with Coalescence of their own. Healers will get back into the fight here, so we'll have the healers back in. Coalescence is being committed. Both lasers crossing each other right now on the point. Here comes the Primal Rage from both Winstons as well. They're mirroring ultimates like crazy right now. D.Va Bomb comes in from Deputy Boss, finds nothing. See the sound barrier committed by Wish I Was Flex. But Pro Gamer spinning on the point, takes down EXO. EXO getting a taste of his own medicine, and Pro Gamer putting those shotguns to use right into the front side of the Twilight Foxes, who have to flee back to spawn and get a reset.
Yeah, those kills onto the healers of Twilight Foxes were very key for Primal there, giving them enough time to get another 6v6 fight towards the very end of the cart push. Very good for them. And Mitsuha, he has another EMP. I believe he used it in just two fights ago, and he already has another. Scene is not quite there yet, while Delphi has another beat as well. The ultimate's charging very, very fast for Primal here, as they're looking to stabilize very effectively so far on this third point. Already 2 minutes of time bank gone for Twilight Foxes.
Twilight Foxes right now in pretty darn good shape still. 2 minutes left, but the huge EMP finds 5 targets. Chronicler instantly demech, but Ghost Dog does take down Mitsuha, so the pressure is going to continue. And here comes the Death Blossom from Exo, already finding Caesar Delphi a little too late on that sound barrier. As Pro Gamer taken down. The pressure continues to come in as Deputy Boss taken down on the point. You see the Sombra coming in as well as the Lucio for Primal, trying to see if they can stall this out as far as possible. Stall picks coming in now. The ball is hacked out on point. Elephant 6 drops low. Exo putting a ton of damage in. And here's the EMP to seal it right now for the Twilight Foxes. A big time bank advantage. 2 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, good punch there by the Twilight Foxes on Mitsuha. Maybe going in a bit too early, getting a bit too greedy with that EMP, taking him out. And despite losing their Diva's mech, Twilight Foxes still winning that fight. Some good cleanup ultimates at the end there. Big Blossom from Exo. I really like that fight from Twilight Foxes. But now we get to see Primal. They're back on the attack. Last time, they struggled a bit on first point. It took them 3 minutes just to cap the point. I imagine we're not going to see the pharmacy from them this time. They're probably just going to start on the Somber Reaper if they want a chance at capping this first point here. Or maybe they'll change up their style of play a little bit. I'm not entirely sure. I think Somber Reaper is definitely the best option for them, and that is what they're looking to start on here. The Somber Reaper mirror is back again for Primal's second offense, but they only have 1 minute, and 1 minute of time bank is both a blessing and a curse, Yeti, because if they cap first point, they're going to push the cart very far with overtime spawns on the defense. They take forever. But at the same time, if they lose just one fight, it's over. It's pretty much over here for Primal's offense. So the time bank advantage for Twilight Foxes might be key here. I guess we'll just have to see how it goes.
All right. We have lots of matches actually giving updates right now, but we'll off until after this map is done. A huge time bank advantage noting on these first points for Twilight Foxes on the first attack, so we'll see if they can continue to have that same level of aggression on these first points here. Both teams right now trading blows as the cart crosses the bridge without contest. Twilight Foxes playing it slow right now, looking to avoid getting into any big trouble or any early kills. Here comes the hack on the Pro Gamer. Pro Gamer being focused down. He manages to escape with his life. However, Ghost Dog very low right now. Chronicler goes deep into the enemy backline. And he's hacked out as well. Exo is dropped by Caesar as the fight slowly but surely goes the way of Primal. And Primal gets a very, very critical fight win.
Yeah, very good fight win for them there. I'm surprised that Twilight Foxes didn't use the high ground to their advantage, but they do have the Coalescence pretty early here. Mitsuha has charged his EMP so fast so far this series, and he already has it again here. Very, very key ultimate for Primal. And EMP alone might be all they need to cap this first point and get a really good snowball going, Yeti.
And overtime spawns are going to start becoming a factor here. Coalescence is put in. A huge EMP, but it does. That's a big miss there on that EMP, not getting that Coalescence out. And Exo punishes them, taking down Pro Gamer. You see the Primal Rage being committed as well as the sound barrier. It's an all-in fight right now for Primal. They have nothing left to lose. But we see the sound barrier being committed as well as the Death Blossom, but it's booped away in a great play by Delphi. But Exo still manages to take out Elephant 6. And the kill's coming in now for Twilight Foxes. They're going to stop them just short of point A.
The ultimate's so much betterly timed there for Twilight Foxes than Primal. Primal's EMP, despite hitting 5 players, nobody was able to capitalize. The Moira of, I believe, a Wubis still had the Coalescence up. It did not get canceled, and that was, as you mentioned, that was a key misplay there, not catching the Moira. Probably a smart play by a Wubis to dodge the EMP, but at the same time, that EMP was completely negated by a Coalescence, and then the Desperation beat came out from Delphi as well, but Primal didn't push in effectively on it. And then Twilight Foxes, they came back with, I believe, the beat and the EMP there. Really, really, really good re-engage from the Twilight Foxes. Great job stabilizing. And they're looking good to win this map, tie up the series 2-2 after losing last map, maybe a bit to unfortunate circumstances with Scene having internet issues. This is looking like a really good series so far, Yeti. It's really, really fun to watch.
It's definitely been a fun series. I'm very impressed by the play of Twilight Foxes. I think they came in as the clear underdog coming into this match. Again, there's the SR difference between the teams can't be ignored. Nonetheless, Twilight Fox is putting on a heck of a show here. They are not giving up despite the internet problems that they encountered earlier on. It's very winnable right now for them to get a 2-2. But look at the positioning here. What is this? This is interesting. Are they gonna try to force a really early fight here?
Yeah, they probably are, and I think that's a really smart play for Primal. They need to win a lot of fights here on defense. They need to get the ultimate rotation going, and a fight coming out of this room could be massive.
Oh, but the hack is negated right away. Great play there by Twilight Foxes. Pressure right away. Just barely avoiding the loop was Chronicler there, and Twilight Foxes just answered right away. They saw it coming. They were ready for it. As soon as that hack went in, they answered immediately. Hack hits Deputy Boss there from Scene. The pressure is coming in right now from the Twilight Foxes. Both teams trading out right now with this very critical first fight, and Chronicler finds Mitsuha. Very big first kill. Chronicler very low, trying to get back to the card, and Exo takes out Pro Gamer. This is starting to turn for Twilight Foxes right now. They're in pretty good shape, moving quickly towards that golden box of victory.
Yeah, that was an absolutely massive hack from Scene. He hacked Mitsuha, and then Chronicler went in and assassinated him, knowing that he couldn't translocate out. That was a great play from Twilight Foxes. Their team play is on point right now, Yeti. And speaking of on point, they're on point. That point's getting close, and Twilight Foxes have so many ultimates to close this map out.
They really do. Death Blossom, Primal Rage, Coalescence, all in their favor right now. Caesar puts in their own Coalescence here. The answered Coalescence from A. Wubis. Primal on the door of defeat here. Chronicler finds Elephant 6, and here comes the Death Blossom, but it's negated by Deputy Boss, who drops the Diva Bomb in response. The EMP comes in as well, and Deputy Boss finds Exo, but we see Caesar, unfortunately, appear to have fallen to their death off the map, which is just unlucky for Primal. Nonetheless here, oh, the spin to win. Pro Gamer finds 2, and Primal is going to reset here, but they do have, look at the ults in their favor right now.
Oh yeah, Primal did win that fight, but they had to use so much to do it, and Scene smartly held his EMP, knowing that the EMP, the Blossom, the Coalescence, the Beat, all used by Primal. Scene's like, okay, I just don't need to use EMP, I'll just use it next fight. And they have the EMP bomb as well. This is looking so good for Twilight Foxes. Just one good execute is all they need to win this map and tie up the series, Yeti. But we're gonna have to see an aggressive hold from Primal or some sort of smart play. They need to negate this ultimate combo from Twilight Foxes if they want any hope of winning this map.
Right now, they do see Scene, and Scene did get hacked out. Scene is dropped very low. He's taken extremely low, but he's not down yet. Oh, he's dropped! Wuha goes with the huge play, but Chronicler finds Delphi. That's a healer down now. Primal. This still could go anybody's way, as Scene will return to the spawn in time, more than likely to get that EMP out. Exo doing as much damage as he can. The lone DPS for Twilight Foxes. The fight breaks into the overtime, with the overtime bell ticking. Exo finds Mitsuha. The Coalescence is put in for both teams, and here comes the EMP from Scene. Finds 3. But Deputy Boss does take out Scene with that one, but Exo continuing to find all the value in the world on that Reaper. Finds Deputy Boss, takes him down. And there goes Delphi as well. Primal, one by one, taking off the point. The golden box of victory comes from Exo, finds the last kills they need, and Twilight Foxes even this series. A critical match win. 2-2 right now after Rialto.
Yeah, despite a really good play from Mitsuha taking out Scene there, denying his EMP, it was not enough for Primal to stabilize and win this map. Very, very good play from Twilight Foxes. Really leveling up this map. I really like what I saw. But at the same time, Primal are still playing so well. These past two, well, not last map. Last map was a bit of an unfortunate, but Volskaya and Rialto, these have been two very, very close maps, both going in the favor of Twilight Foxes. They're looking good on this Somber Reaper. It's a very, very even matchup between these two teams, but Twilight Fox is just edging it out so far.
Twilight Foxes evening the score. 2-2. Fantastic match sitting in front of us right now. But Captain Jack, a lot has gone on. We have some finals.
Oh, my nose hurts. I squirted so much milk out from that hold from Twilight Foxes. Oh my gosh, that was incredible.
Maybe too much.
But I think with my sinuses cleared, I can get back to it. We have some teams to add to in memorandum this week, as in the Harmony tier, Paradise takes Courage out of the playoffs 4-0 with their victories on Numbani being 4-3 and Rialto 1-0. In the Discord tier, Dumpster Divers also finding themselves there as Supernova takes them out 4-1, finishing off on Elios with a victory of 2-0. And Arctic Foxes, one of the trifecta, being eliminated by the Flying Lions 4-0 as they complete their final map, Rialto 1-0. And then right now we have a very similar match in the Transcendence tier where we have Arctic versus Clovers. Clovers bringing it back, able to get victories on both Havana 3-2 and Oasis 2-1. And going back to the Harmony tier, we have Holy Jalapenos looking to eliminate Slipstream, currently up 3-1 after their victory on Havana 3-0.
Right. Thanks for the updates. Congratulations to our winners. Tough end of the season for some of these players. They had a shot in the wild card, did not work out for them. But thanks again for the updates, Captain Jack. We'll continue to come at you with updates as they come through, guys. A few more matches still on the go right now. We actually got one more update if you want to throw it in real quick.
I sure can. It looks like VCG putting themselves on the board right there as we see them take victory on Kings Row 3-0 against Blinkstrike.
All right, VCG down 1 right now, but they are getting back into it with critical map 3 win. Right, it looks like we are heading now to Elios on our control map. Elios, Needle, you're a Lucio player. You have a fondness for Elios, right?
No, I'm a Brig one trick Yeti. I kind of hate playing Lucio. I'm gonna be honest.
But you know what? I thought you were a nails one trick.
Okay. Well, that's what your copy pasta would suggest.
True.
I am Queen Needle. I do play Moira. Well, I did at one point, but I've converted. I've converted to Brig only.
Is that better?
Probably not, honestly. A lot of people hate Brig. She's kind of busted, but
it is what it is. So anyway, fantastic. All right, we're on Elios now. Both teams ready to go. And Scene was talking in match chat before. He said we're going to see some Widow on this map. But you'd think we'd see the Exo Widow, but apparently Scene is going to come out on the Widowmaker this time. Is that just grandstanding, or have they actually lost their minds?
I really hope it's joking, Yeti. I really hope they're joking. They also said they were going to play double shield last map, so I think Twilight Fox is just trying to
get in my head.
Yeah,
trying to get in my head. It's a ploy. It's a game.
I really don't want to see Scene on Widow. No hate on Scene. I just rather see Exo on Widow because he's the Widow 1v1 champion. I've said it a lot so far this series, and he hasn't played Widow at all, and it makes me very sad. But he looks great on the Reaper.
Hit scans in this patch just aren't very good, right? Is that the truth, or is that just me talking and saying funny words?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't entirely know, but I don't think hit scans are bad by any means. I think that
certainly. I know. After I said that, I'm pretty sure Smug somewhere is crying because I said that. Oh man! But here, hey, both teams coming out now. We see the same comp we've kind of seen all day. The Monkey, Diva, Reaper, Sombra, Moira, Lucio. But what is Twilight Foxes going to come at us with a little bit of something different, or are they? No, they're not. They're just going to.
He's just going to TP out of spawn. Yeah, this is what they've been doing so far on Control. The Twilight Foxes, a little bit of a smart play. He's not swapped off yet. Okay, there he goes.
There's the swap. He does get in there with the swap. No TP out the door, so mini Control does go over to Twilight Foxes here. The dive in from Deputy Boss is already very low. The dive in from both Primal tanks, and they find Ghost Dog there, take him down with some good focus fire. And Twilight Foxes is on their heels already. Hat comes in, not finding anything right now, but it looks like this first fight definitely in the control of Primal.
Yeah, really good aggression from Primal. Maybe Twilight Foxes didn't expect that after they hacked a mini pack.
Now look at this soft reset here from Twilight Foxes.
Ooh, true.
It's unexpected, just quick aggression here. They didn't find any kills on it, but it had them reeling for just a moment there. But good focus fire again from Primal manages to get Chronicler off their back line. Coalescence is put in by both Moiras here. And We see Pro Gamer right now moving into the backline of Twilight Foxes with the EMP for Mitsuha. Ultimates being used in a flurry. But Wish I Was Flex finds the only kill so far to Pro Gamer. Lots of ultimates, but one kill, and it's from Belucio? 2 kills from Belucio? Dude, what is happening right now, Needle?
I'm not entirely sure, Yeti. I think that Twilight Foxes, again, have just looked really good at negating Mitsuha's EMPs, sometimes with their ultimates, sometimes by just disengaging effectively. And they canceled out another EMP, which is what we've seen a lot so far this series. Mitsuha, he hit a big EMP, but it just wasn't enough. Twilight Foxes are playing really well.
They really are. The tank line from Twilight Foxes has impressed the hell out of me today. Continuing on though, Chronicler manages to get back in the mech, and Exo right now sitting on that Death Blossom that we've seen him have so much value with. The engagement comes in from Element 6, who immediately peels back the hack onto the Diva. Dean is very close right now to that EMP. I'm expecting an EMP Blossom here.
Oh yeah,
There's the EMP. No Blossom though yet. Here comes the Diva Bomb in from Chronicler, but not the best placement. And they do completely negate it by LOSing on that one. Primal looks to re-engage here. They're diving in, looking for targets, trading Death Blossoms, both being negated by a couple of Divas. The Exo is taken down by Mitsuha. Right now, both teams trading blows in front of the point, but Primal is in prime position. Ghost Dog, however, gets the kill onto Delphi. It's not over yet if you're a Twilight Foxes fan.
Yeah, still going a bit back and forth, but Primal, they've all but won this fight now. The hack on the Wish I Was Flex, just some cleanup here for them, getting themselves a bit more ult charge. These fights are crazy, Yeti. It's like no more mobility, and the Winstons are going everywhere, the Divas are going everywhere, the Reapers are ulting, they're getting sped around. It's, these fights are crazy.
Good recontest there from Twilight Foxes. Bought them about 20% more, by the way. Just something worth noting. Might come in handy. Definitely puts the next cap or the next take in the last fight territory for sure. So,
oh yeah, sure.
Primal looks to have to win 2 fights here to close this one out. Both teams on the high ground here. The hack comes in onto Scene, who is very low and taken down. Mitsuha has been getting the better end of these Sombra duels. But Twilight Foxes are peeling back. They're going to be forced to get back all the way to spawn, and they're being chased back by the Diva. The hack again on the pack here from Mitsuha. Mitsuha's doing really well on the Sombra right now. Here comes the dive actually from Ghost Dog. These contests have come so fast that I haven't had time to breathe.
Yeah, me neither, Yeti. This is going crazy right now. This Mitsuha still has the EMP online, perhaps going for an EMP bomb here, and it does take out DJ Radish. That's big.
Huge kill right there. The sound barrier committed by Wish I Was Flex, but not in time to save Exo. But Ghost Dog, swinging his hammer, the crazy monkey that he is on point, finds 2 kills. The beat is dropped by Delphi, but does not find anybody on his team as he's booped away by Ghost Dog. Nonetheless, the continued, and here comes the EMP from Scene trying to turn it around, but they cannot. Primal looks to be ready, and they do. They close out this one. They take point one here over Twilight Fox.
Yeah. 2 fights ago, that hack on the Scene from Mitsuha was key. Absolutely key. Scene was unable to farm up his EMP, which is the one thing that Twilight Foxes could have to try to bring back the point, try to reflip it there. They just didn't have the tool to do it after that key hack from Mitsuha. As we're heading into Well, Yeti, I already see it. I already see the Pharah. It's what I expected. I assume that Pro Gamer's not baiting us. It's Pharmacy time for Primal. All reliable for them. Maybe this is where we get to see the Scene Widowmaker, Yeti.
The Scene Widowmaker might be. See, I have a hard time imagining we will. Same comps coming out from both. Actually, hold the phone. We have a Pharmacy. We have a Pharmacy coming out. I can't say that I didn't see this coming here, but again, they're not countering it the way you would traditionally expect. Is that?
Yeah.
Are you surprised by this?
Not entirely. If Twilight Foxes still take the aggressive engages that they've been taking, if they try to exploit the fact that Delphi's on Ana, except he's not on Ana, he's on Moira, so actually this might be a bit bad here for Twilight Foxes, and Primal already have so much space.
You really do. But it's worth noting, Twilight Foxes are already on the point, but they have to peel back. They're all so low right now. The pressure from Pro Gamer has been insane. He's already up to that. He's already up to that barrage. Again, these barrage charges have been so quick. There's the barrage already. But again, he doesn't find. Actually, no, never mind. I found a lot of value there. Taking out the Ghost Dog. Chronicler was dropped extremely low, dropped as well. Twilight Fox is struggling right now on this point here. That one was always in the favor of Primal.
Yeah, I don't entirely hate the Reaper Sombra into this Pharmacy Cop. Now we can see Exo going over to the Tracer. This is not necessarily an unfavorable matchup here for Twilight Foxes, but they just need to play it very, very effectively because they need to get a kill or they need to do a lot of damage onto one player, force out a lot of cooldowns before Pro Gamer gets a lot of value, but they're not doing that effectively. Pro Gamer, he's getting his barrages so fast, he's doing so much damage, it's looking really good for Primal.
Delphi puts in the Coalescence, dueling Coalescence here again from the Moira, as we've commonly seen throughout the night so far. Well, both tanks, though, for Primal dropped very low with the pressure from Ghost Dog's Primal. The EMP committed by Mitsuha finds 5, a massive EMP. Nobody's dropped yet. Oh, very low on Twilight Foxes, but it doesn't matter. They close out the kills when they need to, and Ghost Dog and Chronicle, so much damage and pressure on the front line from them, and they managed to take this one. They're going to turn it around in their favor here. 46% so far to Primal.
Yeah, it's actually a very, very good fight win there for Twilight Foxes. Primal didn't get much percentage on the board. Now we can see Pro Gamer, he's swapping onto the Reaper. I imagine we're going to see swaps onto the Lucio as well from Sizard or Scissored. I'm not entirely sure how to say his name. We saw Delphi on the Lucio previously, and now he's going to be on the Moira this time. So we'll see how that goes, but a big pulse bomb by Deputy Boss.
Big pulse bomb potentially from Deputy Boss, but it's I'm sorry, big self-destruct from Deputy Boss, but EMP from Scene finds so many targets, and Primal is very quick to fall after the very dueling Diva Bombs are used, however. But Ghost Dog again finding all the kills he needs, taking down 2 from Primal, and Primal is going to be forced to retreat here.
Yeah, Twilight Foxes are looking so good right now on this point, and they still have both their sound barrier and their coalescence. Mitsuha, his ultimate is likely going to get negated again, like it has been pretty consistently throughout this series so far. But other than their support ultimates, Twilight Foxes don't have much online.
No, they really don't. Support ultimates could be big for them here in this next fight. Delphi, oh, good hack by Scene there. Chronicler already very low, but he's getting healed back up right now by the coalescence from DJ Radish. Pressure being put in right now. DJ Radish finds Caesar. The EMP still comes in for Mitsuha, but negated by Wish I Was Flex with a fantastic Lucio play there with that sound barrier. And but here comes the Death Blossom. Pro Gamer tries to spin it around, and they do leave the point long enough for the retake to go forward to Primal, but it does look like enough pressure here from Twilight Foxes. They're still going to hold on to it for just a little bit longer as Primal... Oh, here comes the recontest, though. Oh, goodness. Primal might actually take this one here. The ultimate being used by Elephant 6, trying to draw this out as long as possible. And here comes the recontest. Here comes the reinforcements now for... Oh, but there's the flip. Unfortunate there for Primal. They actually were in a really good spot there, but they just got too much too long.
Yeah, I believe they were just looking to stall there after flipping the point with a nice Reaper ult from Pro Gamer, but I'm not exactly sure why they invested Primal here, as they're looking to take another fight. Their Moira is still coming back from spawn. This is looking good for Twilight Foxes.
It is. There's the coalescence and the in, and that's just enough value there from Scene on that EMP. The pressure, the constant pressure from Twilight Foxes is taking down Primal here, and Well's gonna go the way of Twilight Foxes here.
Yeah, I think Primal kind of threw all the chances they had away there when they flipped the point with their Reaper ultimate, and then they just kind of staggered in. You know, they invested their Primal, and they gave a lot of ult charge to Twilight Foxes. I believe Scene only had his EMP online because Primal went for that play. They tried to go in for the stagger. They tried to get a bit too greedy there. I really disagree with that play from Primal. As now we head into the third point of Ilios. This is a point where you can see some variety, Yeti, but right now these teams are showing the Reaper Sombra. We've seen a lot so far here on Ilios. We've seen a lot in this series so far, and it's looked like a really close battle. So I'm interested to see which team is going to hack the Mega Pack first here, because whoever hacks the Mega Pack first is arguably going to have a massive advantage in the first one.
I am really... This map is critical. Going up 3-2 is massive for your attitudes, for momentum. This could be the point that decides the night right here. It's all about how these teams answer it right now. Both teams, and it looks like the hack does go out for... It looks like Twilight Fox has got that one, if I'm not mistaken. But still, the pack is been claimed by Primal. They're holding on that pack side despite the hack on the pack. So both teams right now just kind of traded. They're both playing very cautious here, not wanting to make the first mistake. Here comes the dive in from Twilight Foxes. Ghost Dog in deep. taken very low, and the first point take does go to Twilight Foxes. A big mistake there, maybe from Primal, not getting the contest onto that. Pro Gamer is hacked out, taken extremely low, but he manages to get healed up by Caesar, who is gonna pop that Coalescence here. There it is. Coalescence comes out, the first ultimate in the way here for Twilight Foxes. Exo extremely low and dropped by Mitsuha. That might be just enough here for the Primal to be able to turn it in their favor, but DJ Radish not giving up on it. And here comes Ghost Dog again, finds the healers. Ghost Dog has done this all night on that Winston, found so much value in the backline of Twilight Foxes, but here's a Diva Bomb for after the boss. Does not find anything. Meanwhile, the percentage continues to tip for Twilight Foxes.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what Primal's plan there was, Yeti. They gave up the point for free, and then they tried to go back in with their Coalescence, but it didn't work out well, and they invested the Diva Bomb too. This is looking really good for Twilight Foxes. They have the EMP online. They almost have the Blossom to combo with it, or they could opt for the EMP Bomb combo. It's all on Delphi here. He has to negate the EMPs like he was really effectively on Rialto if Primal want to win this fight.
It's gonna be a critical fight here for Primal. One fight if the Twilight Foxes can come up with it for sure. Big EMP from Mitsuha. Here comes the Death Blossom, but nothing doing there for Primal with that Death Blossom. Exo finds Caesar. It does look like Primal is going to get the advantage here, but they invested maybe more than they needed to get there.
Primal winning despite Delphi being hacked out there. Fortunately for them, they still have the beat because Delphi was hacked, so you know, they did commit a few ultimates, but they still have the beat online, one of the key ultimates in this composition. So this is actually looking not bad for Primal. Only 77% for Twilight Foxes, so they will need to win another fight if they get the point flip.
Right now the dive goes out onto Mitsuha's hack being negated out. Seems hack being negated out, but he coming in, not finding anything. Sound barrier committed by Delphi, and the trading Coalescence coming in from Caesar. Both support ults being fitted. Diva Bomb in, not finding anything. Exo spinning to win right now, finds Delphi. Exo has found Delphi so many times tonight. I'm so sorry to Delphi, but that Reaper has become so many problems. But Primal right now is falling. Their health pools are extremely low, and Twilight Foxes, the target focus is just good. They are closing this one out. 78%, Primal in dire straits.
Yeah, Twilight Foxes have been capitalizing so well on Scene's hacks so far this series. It's just one thing that I've noticed, as well as his EMPs, and he has another one online here. Delphi does not have the sound barrier. A well-timed EMP would be curtains here for Primal on this map.
It would be curtains for Primal here. The Scene's EMP going to be critical. There it is! Finds two only though, however. Here comes the EMP, but only finds one, and the sound barrier counters it. Great play there from Wish I Was Flex again on that Lucio. That Blossom committed by Pro Gamer finds absolutely nothing. Well played by Twilight Foxes, and they are in great shape to move this to a 3-2 lead for them, putting it at match point to get out of this wild card round. Twilight Foxes up 3-2.
This has been a crazy turnaround from map 1 for Twilight Foxes. They were somewhat competitive on map 1, especially the second point of Lijiang, but they have just looked ridiculously better as the series has gone on, despite losing a lot of time bank on Eichenwald to Scene disconnecting. Twilight Foxes, their mental held strong and their plays held strong as well. All of their players have looked so good so far, Yeti. Wish I Was Flex's beats have been insanely clutch. Ghost Dog and Exo are doing so much damage. Chronicler and Scene are working well together, hacking and focusing down players, and DJ Radish has kept everyone up with well-timed coalescences. This has just been really, really, really good team play from Twilight Foxes. Not entirely what I expected to see tonight, I'm going to be honest, but very, very good from them. But Primal are looking good as well. Like, their players are still playing well, probably, but I just think the team plays on another level for Twilight Foxes here. It feels like they're playing around their Sombra so much better than Primal are.
They really are. Primal is struggling to get as much value out of that Sombra, although I think Mitsuha has won a lot of the duels tonight, but I think despite that, Scene is still getting way more value out of the hacks, and so is all of Twilight Foxes in that matter. It's been an incredible match so far, but there's a lot of incredible matches going on. Do you want to break some updates up for us here? Lots of them going on, Captain Jack.
It's raining burritos where I'm at, as well as lots of amazing matches as we go back to the Harmony tier. Slipstream able to take another map off of Holy Jalapenos, bringing it up 3-2. HJ still in the lead, but Slipstream will take the victory on Oasis 2-1. And then in the Transcendence tier, we have it tied up between Arctic and Clovers as Arctic takes the victory on Hanamura 2-1.
3-3 match between Arctic and Clovers going to map 7, a huge map 7 there. And another one just came in. You want to put that one in as well?
And we have VCG taking another map against Blinkstrike, tying it up 2-2 on Rialto as they take victory 3-2.
Great match setting up there between VCG and Blinkstrike, who just played each other a couple of weeks ago, but they got another matchup with each other. Some great matches going on out there. Jalapenos looking to try to close out Slipstream. VCG, Blinkstrike, Arctic, and Clovers. What a match between them. But what a match we got here, Needle. And they're taking it to everybody's favorite, Kings Row.
Oh, yeah. There have been some great matches going on. It's a shame we can't cast them all, but this one has been amazing. And Kings Row from Primal, I think, is an interesting pick. We didn't see Kings Row in Stage 2. The map's coming back now. I expect these teams to continue playing the Somber Reaper. We might see some Pharmacy. Actually, I believe back Primal 2 months ago played Pharmacy on Kings Row. So they're probably going to play it again here. And that's what it's worked out for them, though. Like, I think Twilight Foxes have gotten progressively better against Primal's Pharmacy strats. When Primal can go on the offense against Twilight Fox's defense with Pharmacy, I think that's really effective. Offense versus defense, Pharmacy is really good because Twilight Foxes have to be so aggressive while being the defense, it feels counterintuitive sometimes, and some teams don't do it well.
Twilight Foxes right now in the final stage of closing out. I think I agree with a lot of people call an upset here. So got a couple people taking a little bit of a potty break here as we get things going. But again, we've talked about endurance being such a factor in these matches. And some teams, the longer a match goes, they start to feel it. They start to feel fatigue. They start to feel more pressure. They start to almost just kind of lose their edge. They lose their mental edge. Things just start going south for them quickly. Are we seeing that right now with Primal? Do you think their mental is frazzled, or do you just think Twilight Foxes has just done a better job in the matches overall?
I think it's kind of hard to say if Primal's mental is necessarily frazzled. I do think Twilight Foxes are playing really well. They've just, like I mentioned earlier, they're just playing so well as a team. They're just playing better as a team than Primal, and that might be a sign that Primal's mental is on the decline. I don't know exactly, but Twilight Foxes, I don't, even if Primal's mental is not on the decline, Twilight Foxes is on the up. Their mental's going crazy after giving up 3 minutes. I've mentioned it time and time again. I'm going to mention it again. They had to lose 3 minutes of their time bank on attack on Eichenwald due to Scene not being in the game. Twilight Foxes just sat in spawn. That would boom most teams. That would be the end. That would be the end of the series, having to sit in spawn for 3 minutes out of pauses. But Twilight Foxes, they're coming back, and now they're up 3-2 against Primal, looking so good these past 2 maps. They've been very close, but at the same time, Twilight Foxes have been in control most of the time. Their ult rotations are really good. Their team play is great. And I think Kings Row is actually a map that, in my opinion, favors Twilight Foxes here. I think you can play the Somber Reaper really effectively on it.
I do. I agree. I think this plays exactly into what Twilight Foxes want to do. I think Twilight Foxes, everything is going in their favor right now. It looks like both teams are ready. We're going to get map 6 underway. We got map 7 going on in another match right now. Look forward to getting you that update between Arctic and Clovers. As a reminder, the winner of this match, I hate to break it to you, great win, but it doesn't get easy because you got a matchup against number 1 seed Tempo waiting for you in the next round.
Yeah, that's true. I'm going to be honest, I don't know much about Tempo. They are number 1 seed for a reason, I assume. But at the same time, both of these teams have shown to be really strong so far. Primal, despite being down right now, they've still looked really good at times. These teams, they have the players who are making really good mechanical plays. They have good team play. Twilight Foxes, their team play has looked better so far than Primal's, but they have good team play. They have good pieces. I think that the winner of this match could bring it to Tempo. Again, I'm not entirely sure how strong Tempo are, but Twilight Foxes, they've looked really good so far. If they win this next match, I think they could at the very least, take a map or two off of Tempo.
Yeah, Tempo definitely earned that #1 seed. Big match wins this past or in the in stage 2 to get where they did with wins over Requiem and Pogfish. Just huge wins for them without question. So Tempo looking real good, but obviously we got two teams here who are looking fantastic in their own rights. Twilight Fox is looking to close it out on King's Row, bringing Ashley this same comp we've seen all night with one little twist, and it's the shieldy boy up front. It's Reinhardt now for Ghost Dog.
Yeah, I'm surprised that the Reinhardt is coming back, and another noticeable thing is that the Pharmacy is not coming out for Primal, which also surprises me a bit here.
Oh, Scene brought very low, has to get out right away. Good player by Primal to get him out of there. The immediate dive in, putting pressure on the Ghost Dog. The peel back towards Cafe coming in from Primal. The hack in, though, onto Deputy Boss. Great job by Scene. And the pressure from Twilight Fox is bringing it to the front line of Primal. They're forced all the way back through the gates of King's Row.
Yeah, Twilight Foxes time and time again are going on the hack targets. That Scene pulls off there. Really, really good. And now they have the Coalescence. If they take an aggressive fight here with their Coalescence, that could be big. Ghost Dog could get a lot of ult charge, maybe even get a Shatter off if they take this fight early.
This is going to be a big fight here. That Coalescence will be a critical ult. Hack comes in on the Pro Gamer. That's a great priority target. Pressure. Look at the pressure. Look at the health bars for Primal. They're trying to stay up, but they cannot. So much pressure from Twilight Foxes, and they do get that Earth Shatter up from Ghost Dog.
Yeah, the Ryan pick has paid off in dividends so far for Twilight Foxes on this defense, as they almost have the EMP Shatter combo online, but the ultimate's up a little bit faster here for Primal.
Here comes the dive in from Elephant 6. Look how low they already are. Oh! Massive shatter from Ghost Dog. Radish takes out Pro Gamer, and the pressure is just too much. But here comes the Diva Bomb. Look at all the ultimates being committed. Delphi taken down by the ult from Chronicler. Chronicler actually finds 2 there, and Twilight Foxes again. Their aggression, their ability to counter this dive has been outstanding so far this map.
I believe Ghost Dog shattered Mitsuha out of EMP Yeti.
Oh my goodness, I didn't even see that. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I believe he shattered Mitsuha out of EMP, and Scene's EMP stripped Delphi's beat. So very good ultimate negations there by the members of Twilight Foxes in that fight.
We can see again, here comes another Coalescence from DJ Radish, enabling the aggressive front of Twilight Foxes. And EXO again on that Reaper, so effective all night tonight. Takes down 2, and Twilight Foxes in great shape here on point A. We got 1 minute 40 seconds left on the clock. It's Primal, Earth Primal. It's time to get going.
Yeah, it's not looking good for them here, as Wish I Was a Flex. He hasn't really been caught out by the EMP so far this series. So I imagine he's just going to hide with his sound barrier again, negate the EMP effectively. This is going to be really, really tough for Primal to win this next fight.
Wish I Was Flex is hiding in the cafe right now, but there's the really well played there by Twilight Foxes, but Pro Gamer is taken down in the middle of his death loss. The Deputy Boss pops out as well, not finding anything. Ghost Dog with an Earth Shatter takes down Delphi, and despite all the ultimate commitment from Primal, every single thing has been answered by Twilight Foxes. And EXO finds another kill on the supports of Primal. We are in one fight territory, the last gasps of Primal.
And the stagger on the Diva is so smart here. Such a great kill for Twilight Foxes to get, as their Reinhardt was killed off there. Now he has the time to get back, and Twilight Foxes have another 6v6 fight where they have a lot of ultimates. Yeti. They have the EMP, the Coalescence, the bomb, then almost the Death Blossom online. Primal might not get a tick.
And there's the EMP. It finds critical targets. The front line taken down. DJ Radish pushing in with that Coalescence. Look at the aggression. Twilight Foxes. So much pressure on the front line of Primal. They have no answer right now. It is the last gasps of Primal. The amazing team play right now. But it looks like they're going to get a bit of a soft reset here, actually. This might actually be a good situation. There comes the sound barrier. And EMP. It's massive EMP. He finds 5. A scene is dropped right away. They're trying to get a tick up right now. Here comes the Diva Bomb from Chronicler. Could be huge. EXO finds Delphi. That's a big kill right there. A tick is gained by Primal, however. EXO finds Delphi again. That's a frequent thing tonight. Chronicler is taken out of the mech. The front line for Twilight Foxes is taken very low right now. Coalescence is being put in by Caesar. The critical fight looks to be being won, but here comes the sound barrier from Wish I Was Flex. They're trying to still win this fight. DJ Radish almost to the coalescence here. Will it be used? It will be used. Here comes the Diva Bomb coming in from Deputy Boss. They find Scene, and all these ultimates being committed here, but Twilight Foxes may come back to bite them as Primal just barely on the gates of death take point A.
Oh yeah, that was clutch. And this has turned from really good for Twilight Foxes to really bad, Yeti. They used both support ultimates in that stall fight. Definitely not what you want to see if you're a Twilight Foxes fan, because they have almost nothing to come back in. They have a Shatter, and sure, Shatter's going to get a lot of value against only a Winston bubble, but I don't think it's going to be enough here. Primal, now they have the ultimates to get a good snowball here on second point.
Big situation right now for Primal. Big situation right now for, and oh my god, the gated Ghost Dog. Here comes the Death Blossom from Pro Gamer, takes Chronicler out of the mech. Ghost Dog decides to dive right in and see what he can find. Can't find anything. Exo getting some targets, taking down Pro Gamer. So Exo's still trying to find any way to turn this around. He can't. Wish I Was Flex finds another though. Kind of an interesting. They're actually stopping the card progression here, so they're definitely going to get another contest here.
Yeah, securing another contest with those stalls is really good here if for Twilight Foxes. And they have a few ultimates online. They're stabilizing a bit after their mistakes on first point. Now they have the EMP Blossom combo online, Scene forced out while he's trying to farm there. If he can get the rest of this EMP online, Delphi probably won't get a sound barrier in time, so that could be key here for Twilight Foxes.
That could absolutely be key here for Twilight Foxes. 3 ultimates right now for Foxes. 3 ultimates coming up now. There's the EMP. It finds critical targets as well. The EMP and the Death Blossom committed. Elephant 6 taken down as well as Mitsuha, but the Diva Bomb did find Scene. That's a big target there. And the Coalescence being committed now by Caesar. Putting a lot of pressure onto Twilight Foxes, who are responding in kind. Gonna be spinning it back here. The sound barrier committed by Delphi. They're gonna continue to stay aggressive right now, knowing the EMP is off the table. Staying really aggressive. Tons of pressure onto Ghost Dog, who turns around with an Earth Shatter, doesn't find anything. Diva Bomb committed by Chronicler, not finding any targets, and Exo is dropped in the back line of Primal. This is a little chaotic right now. Scene does manage to get the Diva down. Getting the point pressure now being put on by Twilight Foxes. This fight is crazy. Oh, what an EMP! What an EMP from Mitsuha. My goodness, this fight is insane.
That EMP was massive, but oh, Primal, now they're capitalizing. They've taken out the Moira and the Sombra of Twilight Foxes. As Twilight Foxes attempt to hold on to the point, they almost have the Shatter online, but Ghost Dog is taken out. Wish I Was Flex was hiding that whole fight from Mitsuha. Mitsuha was only 70% of his EMP, and Wish I Was Flex was hiding with Beat, assuming that Mitsuha already had the ultimate online, which just put Primal at such a big advantage there. Just the fear in Wish I Was Flex secured Primal that fight win. But really good for Primal there, as now they almost have another EMP online, 60% to their next one, but Scene almost has his online as well. Neither sound barrier is going to be online in time. Whichever EMP charges first could be big here.
It could absolutely. It's very critical right now. Scene trying to get that ult charge up. Same with Mitsuha. Here comes the Earth Shatter. Takes out both DPS though. That might be just enough to get this thing going back for Twilight Foxes. And Exo spinning to win. Takes out both supports as he has done so many times tonight. And the fight win goes to Twilight Foxes here. 40 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, but we've seen Primal, they've come back from these clutch situations before, just like on first point in the overtime, they managed to cap it, and now we're on third point, only 30 seconds left, and Primal have some ultimates to get into this fight. They have the EMP, they don't have much to pair with it, but they do have the sound barrier, they will likely get
Big EMP catches Mitsuha as well, and a huge Diva Bomb. Chronicler finds 2. That's just what the doctor ordered for the Twilight Foxes here, but it might have been a little too early, because it looks like, again, oh, but that's a good kill at the very end there, catching Delphi. That might be enough to make this fight unwinnable for Primal.
Yeah, just maybe, but Delphi, if he gets back, if Primal get back in here, Delphi has the sound barrier.
Oh, and then the hack comes in on a Deputy Boss, and here's the EMP, but it's countered by Wish I Was Flex with a perfect sound barrier. Coalescence being used by DJ Radish and Caesar as well, trying to stabilize both their teams. But there's the pressure from Pro Gamer, who gets out Scene. That's a huge kill right there for Primal. Twilight Foxes right now trying to answer back. Exo right now looking for kills in the backline. He is hacked out and taken down by Delphi. Primal, again on death's door, will not go down quietly, trying to get the full pull here. And no ults right now of note for Twilight Foxes.
Yeah, Twilight Foxes, they need to get just a little bit of poke. They need to get the EMP. They need to get the Death Blossom. They need to get something here, some tool to re-engage here.
The engagement comes in here from Ghost Dog, trying to get anything they can up. That EMP is really, they get the EMP up, they could be big with the EMP is out. Doesn't catch anything, but Elephant 6 catches Ghost Dog. The Death Blossom comes in, but it is completely negated. Oh, huge EMP from Scene finds all 6, but there's nothing to follow up on it. DJ Radish is trying to do all he can with that Coalescence, but despite all odds, Primal gets the full pull on King's Row.
I'm gonna be honest, I thought it was gonna be over on first point. Yeah, that was looking really, really bad for Primal, but they managed to cap out the map. This is just like Rialto all over again, where Primal, they really struggled on first point of Rialto. Took them 3 minutes to cap, and then they end up capping the whole map. We saw the same thing here on King's Row. They're snowballing really effectively. You know, they're losing some fights where Twilight Foxes are stabilizing, but at the same time, Primal are looking really good in these clutch situations. And now the game's paused, but we're going to get to see Twilight Foxes. Not going to make that mistake again. Twilight Foxes are going to be on the attack now. Twilight Foxes are going to be on the attack now. And I imagine we're just going to see more Reaper Sombra, but I'm kind of interested to see what Primal will play on the defense, because they could try to pick something here that's exploiting Twilight Fox's Reinhardt strategies, because Reinhardt, you know, it's not a conventional pick in this current meta, in my opinion. It is a conventional pick for King's Row, but it is somewhat an easily exploitable pick. You can go heroes like Pharmacy, you can go long range hit scan, and you can just control high ground, which makes it very difficult for the Rein to find value. In that last fight, we got to see Deputy Boss go on the high ground and just take out the main tank of Twilight Foxes, because, well, I mean, what can he do? You know, he can't shield everything. So the high ground can just exploit Reinhardt really hard here. So we might see a comp like that from Primal, but in all likelihood, we're just going to see more Sombra Reaper Yeti.
All right, and we do have one update, one match completed, and boy, oh boy, what a match.
There was a tidal wave of goats eating the burritos, as well as some updates to these matches, as we see Slipstream tying it up 3-3 against the Holy Jalapenos in the Harmony tier after taking King's Row 3-2. Transcendence tier Arctic goes the way of In Memorandum, as Clovers take a clutch victory on Numbani 4-3.
All right, and it does look like we are coming back here pretty quick. It looks like teams are ready now. Yes, teams are ready. So we're gonna get this pause off. It's been a wild night so far, guys. I'm having trouble putting words to it, if I'm being honest with you. My goodness, my throat is fried. But I have to say, guys, this is just the second or the third. We have two more nights of action here, guys. It doesn't end after tonight. Tomorrow we have Pogfish taking on Meta Rejects. The 5-12 matchup from the Transcendence tier will be brought to you live on this channel at 8:30 Eastern time. And on Friday, we bring you the Friday night special that is going to take place at 10 p.m. Eastern time. That is between Orbit and that is between Orbit and Dirt. So it should be a fantastic match as well. Lots of excitement going on right now. This wild card has been, well, as you know, not to corn a bad joke here, but has been wild.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, everybody.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong, Yeti. And this.
Don't worry, that was a bad joke.
It's a bad joke. I'm so sorry, everybody.
And this is only the wild card. This is only the first week of playoffs, and these matches are already so good, and they're probably only going to get better. So make sure you tune in to the broadcasts. But this match so far has been great, and now we're going to see Primal. They've yoinked the strats here of Twilight Foxes. They're going to be playing Reinhardt on the defense.
And honestly, I don't hate the pick. It's going to be a bit of a surprise, something they may be expecting here. Bringing the Reinhardt at him. We'll see how it's answered here by Twilight Foxes. And we'll see if what the Diva. Look at the Diva being chased by Primal right now. He manages to get to the high ground. Uh-oh! But look who's caught now. Ghost Dog is caught out, and it looks like the front line for Twilight Foxes is going to be taken down here as Twilight Foxes look to reset.
Yeah, Twilight Foxes, they had the right idea there, but a little bit of the wrong execution. I think taking the high ground is definitely the right play. I really liked how they took the high ground, but after Chronicler got pressured out, probably the wrong response from Ghost Dog, just jumping right in. He got punished really well by Primal.
He did. They definitely did get punished very well here. Mitsuha already up 50% for the ultimate here. The hack comes in onto both main tanks, so both teams trading away without shields. Shields coming back up now as the hack cease, but Ghost Dog is hacked out again by Mitsuha, but the Coalescence now being invested by both Moiras here, putting a lot of pressure onto those front lines. Ghost Dog is being taken down by the front line of Primal here. Twilight Foxes are going to be forced to reset after Deputy Boss finds Lucio.
Yeah, another good attempt there by the Twilight Foxes, but really good re-engage there from Elephant 6. A massive pin onto Ghost Dog, and the rest of his team focusing him out, finishing him off. Scene is pressuring Elephant 6 really hard here. I kind of feel bad for him. Scene is literally just holding right-click on Elephant 6 so far this map, Yeti.
Definitely, I agree here. We'll see what happens. Ghost Dog right now is close to that Primal. That's going to be a big ult for them, but then here comes the Earth Shatter potentially from Elephant 6. I would love to see a fast shatter. Haven't seen it. There's the Death Blossom invested from Pro Gamer as well. The EMP Blossom again, just a great combo. Works perfectly there for for Primal.
That's actually a really smart play by Primal, not going for the EMP Shatter, knowing that Shatter can get value off into the Winston just alone, because Winston only has a bubble, but now Ghost Dog, he's like, you see, that's a cool play, but I'm just going to go Reinhardt now, and now we're going to see the Rein v Rein, and Scene has the EMP online. It's all on Delphi here.
Do we see a Shatter now? We do, but it doesn't find anything. Great loss by Ghost Dog, and the response from Scene. Scene finds Caesar as well. Scene finds two. The pressure being put in now by Twilight Foxes as they're trying to get this one closed out here on King's Row. Exo takes out two as well. Deputy Boss sitting on the point, completely untouched for a while there, actually, which is interesting. But he's deep back and dropped, and Twilight Foxes with 3 minutes, 53 seconds going into the street phase.
Yeah, good fight win there for Twilight Foxes. Way more time than Primal had going into point B. But the ultimates, they're a bit all over the place here, Yeti. It's pretty balanced, honestly. We get to see some key ultimates here online for Primal. They have the sound barrier, they have the EMP, and Twilight Foxes have neither, but they have almost all of the rest of their ultimates online, so this is going to be a close one.
It's going to be a close one. The big ultimate I look for here, again, is that Death Block. Exo just carve up the back line with that so often tonight. I would expect to see him go for that same value again. The pressure going in on the corners here with the King's Row Street. Death Blossom being committed. So many ults being used all at once, but Caesar is the only one finding something in the kill feed. Takes down two. And the pressure for Primal just too much for Twilight Foxes. They're sent back to the spawn room.
Yeah, I'm surprised Twilight Foxes committed so much there, but at the same time, Primal committed a lot. They committed both their sound barrier and their EMP. I'm not the biggest fan of using both sound barrier and EMP in one fight, especially when the enemy team doesn't use both of theirs as well. It's really rough, because now Wish I Was Flex can just go in with sound barrier here. He knows Mitsuha doesn't have EMP. Aggressive sound barrier could be all that Twilight Foxes need to win this fight.
Mitsuha in the back line trying to charge up that EMP, taking very low force to get out. The pressure still coming in from Primal, trying to get aggressive with that, but the counter aggression now from Twilight Fox is pushing around the corner. The ultimate from Elephant 6 is critical here. Pro Gamer resting on that Death Blossom as well. We'll see what happens. Exo gets caught out by Primal. Exo is dropped, and here comes the aggression. Primal pushing deep into the Twilight Fox's spawn room here. They're pushing them all the way back to the statue. Twilight Foxes with a big reset.
I'm surprised Twilight Foxes didn't go for the aggressive sound barrier there like I thought they would, but maybe they were just too scared of the Shatter.
Coalescence comes in, Pro Gamer hacked out and dropped. Diva Bomb put in by Deputy Boss, not finding anything, and here comes the continued aggression. The Twilight Foxes answering back. They really want to close this thing out on King's Row here. They got 1 minute 40 seconds coming to the final corner here, and they do have that big EMP in waiting.
Oh yeah, EMPs and sound barriers almost were online for both Sombras and Losers on both sides here, so this is gonna be big.
This is a huge fight right now for the Foxes. They gotta try to get this EMP in, and they do! They find many targets with ultimates up, but it doesn't matter! Look at the Primal coming through, still in the clutch. Deputy Boss finding 3 kills there, and they're pushing Twilight Foxes all the way back to spawn, and the ult advantage is squarely in their corner.
Oh yeah, this is no longer looking good for Twilight Foxes. I really thought they had a chance in that fight, but they couldn't capitalize on the EMP effectively. And Chronicler is not even close to his mech here, so this is probably going to be the last fight here for Twilight Foxes. Maybe they have like a very, very stally overtime fight as well, but this is going to be tough.
This is going to be really tough right now. Ghost Dog is hacked out. The Shatter comes in, finds a couple, and Primal's going to push through them right now, push them all the way back again to the spawn room. Primal finds multiple kills there with minimal ult investment, only putting in the Earth Shatter. They still hold the ult advantage with 3 ultimates here to go.
Yeah, that's actually really good for Twilight Foxes, though, losing that fight so fast. Now they actually do have a second actual fight here, but they don't have they don't have their key ultimate for this next fight. They don't have EMP, while Primal still hold on to it. So this could, a good EMP could be all Primal need.
Flex needs to come up big with another EMP cancel on this sound barrier here. It's going to be the critical ultimate. If Flex can negate another one here, that might be all they need. But Mitsuha's looking right now for Flex, trying to find him right now, trying to get him out of there so they can get an effective EMP. There's the EMP, but the Earth Shatter cancels it! Huge from Ghost Dog, fighting Mitsuha! Here comes the Coalescence from both sides as the Death Blossom is used by Exo, not finding anything. Also being traded like crazy right now. Diva bombs in the air, Deputy Boss finds nothing, Chronicler finds nothing as well. Only one ultimate in the hands of Pro Gamer. Twilight Fox is continuing to push the cart through. 4 meters to go, and here comes the recontest from Primal, and the Earth Shatter from Elephant 6 finds multiple targets from Primal. The DMAC comes in onto the front line. The complete front line is down right now for Twilight Foxes, and Primal is pushing through. Primal wants to bring this to a map 7 right now, and they do! Primal pulls this thing out, and they take King's Row, and we take it to the final map, map 7.
That's crazy. That was such a good fight. There was so much going on there. The shattering Mitsuha out of EMP. Then Mitsuha comes back on the Widowmaker. Elephant 6, it's a massive shatter. Mitsuha follows up into it on the Widowmaker from afar. That was such a good recontest from Primal off the back of team play that we haven't really seen so far this series. Really good showing here from Primal. Turning this map around, almost being full held, capping first point in overtime on their offense, to now winning this map and taking this to a map 7. This map 7 is going to be nuts, and I believe the only map left in the pool is going to be Oasis for control.
No, we're on Escort. We are on Escort.
Sorry.
It's Escort, and then if somehow they draw out on Escort, which you never know with the way this match is going, by the way, we got a 7-map epic out of this one, guys. We got a 7-map epic, and it has been a fantastic match, a 2.5-hour showdown. I am blown away by the play of these teams right now. And Twilight Foxes will get the map pick. They will get the map pick, and that is very big here if you're a Twilight Foxes player. So, but it is Escort, and Escort is Escort, I think, does play more in the favor of Primal, would you say?
They did lose the last Escort map. They did lose Rialto, I believe.
That's true, they did. And that was a Farah map.
Yeah, that's true. But Primal, now they're looking better when they're not on the Farah. So like they just won this map without playing any Farah, which surprised me a bit. But now we get to see either Havana or Gibraltar. I think we have potential to see. Okay, no, we don't. I'm just gonna be honest. We're gonna see more Sombra Reaper, no matter what the map is. These teams have been playing so much Sombra Reaper so far. It's not a bad comp to watch by any means. These teams are playing it really well. It's really entertaining. I hope we get to see some variants, but we're probably not going to. I think these teams are just gonna stick to their guns here.
Captain Jack. Oh, sorry. Go on.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was like, Captain Jack, you got any updates for?
Shatters, man! Oh, sorry, I had to get that out of me. All right.
I know, it's been a long time. It's been a while.
I was holding it the whole time. All right, so it looks like actually right before the match had gotten started, we got an update from the Blink Strike versus VCG Esports in Discord. Blink Strike taking the lead 3-2 right now. On Nepal, took that map away 2-0. We have two matches remaining. The Blink Strike versus VCG Esports and Slipstream versus the Holy Jalapenos are still fighting it out on map 7.
Speaking of map 7s, y'all, we got a heck of a map 7 here, and we are going to Havana. This is an interesting choice here because we've seen nothing but the Sombra Reaper this entire night. But we all know what Havana is. Havana's a big sniper map. Oh,
That's
and it
true.
looks like we have an update here actually from Captain Jack.
Yes, we do. Coming in for the Harmony tier, Holy Jalapenos will be moving on to the quarterfinals, taking victory against Slipstream 2-1 on Rialto. Their quarterfinals matchup will be against the Royals.
That's a huge matchup. Holy Jalapenos two times in a row have been finalists, but it doesn't get easy for them. They got a 4-3 epic with Slipstream, and now they go faced. Oh, actually, hold on a second. It seems like there may have been a misreport on that.
What?
All right, there might have been a misreport on that. We're finding out right now. I'm actually just checking on that.
It was backwards.
It is backwards. Captain Jack.
Slipstream actually took victory over Holy Jalapenos 4-3, getting the victory on Rialto 2-1.
All right. Well, we fixed that one. Sorry about the missed update there. Slipstream, a
Still
huge
fixing Royals next round,
The
regardless.
The Jalapeno dynasty is over. My goodness, it's finally happened. Needle, your thoughts?
I'm sad.
Sag,
I'm sad.
big Sag.
Sag.
I agree. The Jalapenos have had an amazing 2-season run. So, but
But they made it to the playoffs, so hashtag Thug was wrong in the chat.
True.
Just saying, they made it to the playoffs.
True.
Doesn't matter that they lost in the wild card; they still made it, buddy.
All right. Teams have been working on getting a couple people had some a quick break to get away there, but we have been in an epic match. And I know talking about this match going in, we talked about the massive SR difference between these teams, Needle. We kind of went in saying, yeah, Twilight Foxes, they're a big underdog here. Despite the seed difference, like still like Primal's just got a roster that's more stacked.
Oh yeah. I have to assume that Twilight Foxes, a lot of their players have gained SR. That's my only assumption. I imagine EXO has gained a lot of SR, beating out Grandmaster players in the Widowmaker 1v1, and Wish I Was Flex. I don't think he's been hacked yet. Out of his he hasn't been caught out by an EMP yet so far this series. Correct me if I'm wrong, or if so, it's only been a few times. So I imagine that he's at least Grandmaster as well. So I imagine that a lot of these Twilight Foxes players, they've gained a lot of SR since lock-in because these teams seem like they're on a similar level. Both of them seem to be at like a 4K, 4.1K level. Both of them are playing pretty darn well so far.
Definitely. Getting the final readies in here, going to Havana. Do we get to see the EXO Widowmaker? I really want it. I hope we get it. We were treated to that during the Widow 1v1. I just want to see it because we've seen a lot of Reaper. We've seen a lot of Reaper.
Hey, but the Reapers on both sides have had great plays so far. It's not it's still a mechanically demanding hero, but we've seen the most plays with Death Blossom. But it's so satisfying seeing the crisp headshots of Widowmaker. Big Widowmaker pop-offs. You love to see them. You don't love to play against them, but they are very fun to watch. And this, oh no, Yeti, I just realized. Some teams like to play Pharmacy on defense on Havana. Primal are on attack first, but we might see Pharmacy on defense. It's just come to my mind, and now I'm very scared.
I don't know what to expect right now. Then again, I've been blown away all night by everything that's going on. So I don't know what exactly to expect at this point. I'm kind of blown away by everything we've seen all day from multiple teams. I'm losing words. Slipstream, the big win, the big upset, I think, over Holy Jalapenos. Probably not a lot of people seeing that coming. Blink Strike on the verge of victory right now. Clovers with the upset of Arctic. There's been a lot going on right now in the Tranquility community this week. It's been a ton of fun, and this is our final map of this wildcard match. But again, as a reminder, guys, I know a lot of people are just tuning in. We have 2 more matches coming up this week. Match coming up tomorrow is Meta Rejects, the 12th seed, taking on the 5th seed Pogfish. And then on Friday, we have Dirt taking on Orbit, which is, again, a fantastic match. But here we go, the mirror match again. Ghost Dog again on the Reinhardt, actually, and the close hold happening here.
Yeah, I like this. I like the close hold from Twilight Foxes. I think the close hold is really strong on Havana, which on Flex already takes out Mitsuha.
Huge early pick there. Do we see any changes now coming in for Primal? Primal is oh, they doing it. This kind of, I feel like, just baits in. It just kind of brings up the idea of going that Far Mercy, and there it is. Still, that close hold, we've seen it work really well in a brawl meta, but they're pulling it out right now, and something we haven't really seen in a while is Exo finds Elephant 6. This is a great start for Twilight Foxes, getting in the heads of Primal early, putting pressure on the pro gamer on that Pharah, pushing him back. But he's continuing to just be able to rain rockets relatively uncontested, which is going to get that Primal or barrage up quickly.
And now we can see Elephant 6 now opting to the Rhine Mirror, but he's already bursted down by Exo, and the close hold continues here for Twilight Fox. He's looking really good.
Exo does find Elephant 6 again, and that's a huge kill. No front line right now means they don't have. That's a huge kill. Mitsuha takes down Wish I Was Flex. Here comes the aggression now from Primal. The Coalescence in from Delphi. Wubis is going to be struggling to keep his team up. And there's the barrage in, but it's being mostly negated by Chronicler, but not enough negation, it seems. And Twilight Foxes finally are taken down, but they've taken a minute and a half off the clock here, and they're still taking time off.
Yeah, pretty valuable hold there. A lot of time taken off, as you mentioned. I'm surprised that Twilight Foxes didn't invest any ultimates there, but that does mean that they almost have their 6-pack online for this next fight. Pro Gamer is off the Pharah. The support's being swapped around. The ult charge being reset here for Primal. They don't really have... They have the EMP online, but that's pretty much all they have going into this next fight.
But they do have a sound barrier now to be able to counter out that EMP. Show's Flex has been fantastic on countering out EMPs all night. Big EMP and an Earth Shatter from Ghost Dog. A massive Earth Shatter. And they find Pro Gamer and Elephant 6. Nonetheless, Deputy Boss does find Scene, and the bomb is being committed by them. It's the EMP bomb, and it's catching big value there with Exo and Ghost Dog taken down. There is no quit right now in Primal. They're trying to turn this thing around. It's a 4v3 on the point as the reinforcements are coming in for Primal. They DMAC out Chronicler, and Chronicler is dropped. Wish I Was Flex as well down. Twilight Foxes are going to try to maybe get a last-minute recontest here.
Yeah, I don't think Twilight Foxes expected that one, but what I am expecting from them is a recontest here with a lot of ultimates they still have. Wish I Was Flex held onto the sound barrier and a Wubis onto that Coalescence. They have the tools to get back into this point.
They definitely have the tools to get back in. We'll see if they do. Here comes the Coalescence. Swinging a hammer like a madman on the point. Oh, a 6-man Earth Shatter from Elephant 6. Huge. Finds 2 targets with the charge follow-up. Elephant 6 just completely says no to your ult advantage with 1 Earth Shatter. Primal takes point A.
That was massive. That was just a massive shatter. That was crazy. It's 6-man. Holy darn there.
Holy darn. Very
darn. Holy darn. That was
very
a big shatter.
What an amazing Earth Shatter. But the ult advantage is kind of evening out now too. It's worth noting. As the fight takes place here, Coalescence being used by Skizard. And here comes the Diva Bomb coming in from Chronicler, not finding any targets this time around. Cart's not moving right now. Worth noting, they haven't moved the cart for a while there. They finally realize it. Coalescence comes in now from Wubis. The Diva Bomb is in, but it doesn't get off that bridge. EMP used as well, but it doesn't find anything. Exo tries Death Blossom. Delphi does take him down, however. Oh, and a huge Earth Shatter from Ghost Dog! Finds 2 key targets for Twilight Foxes, and they drop him, and they manage to finally stabilize here on the cart with 2 minutes and 25 seconds.
Yeah, a bit of an extended fight here, but now Twilight Foxes are looking really good for this next one. They have the EMP online, and the sound barrier is not going to be up for Primal. Delphi's only 20% to it right now. So a good early EMP engage from Twilight Foxes is all they need to continue holding on to second point here.
Here comes the EMP engage, like you said, but they only catch 2. It's 2 big targets, the Moira and the Reinhardt taken down. The Reinhardt is dropped, but here's the Death Blossom from Pro Gamer. And nonetheless, despite the EMP, it looks like Primal's gonna try to get this one back in their favor. 3 big kills, no no healers left on the point now for Twilight Foxes. Chronicler is DMAC'd and taken down. Primal will push this card through, minute and 40 seconds.
Yeah, that was a really effective kite there from Elephant 6, just running away, forcing Twilight Foxes to chase too far in to kill him there when he was hacked up by the EMP, and then Pro Gamer just goes in off that opportunity with the Death Blossom, and his team takes out 3. So that was really, really, really good from Primal there. As they take out Scene, they hack him and find him.
Oh my goodness,
That's
that's
massive.
such a huge kill. Such a huge kill here. And there's a huge batter from Primal. And Primal continues the push. They'll get to the point here with a minute on the clock and rack it up to 2:30 with the added time. Primal continues the push on Havana.
Yeah, Primal now looking like they can't be stopped. We've seen this as a pattern now. They struggle a bit on first point, but after that, they find their footing, and they get a really, really, really good momentum going here. And now we're on third point, but I think this momentum might be halted by the ult bank of Twilight Foxes. They are close to quite a few of their ultimates. Not some of the most important ones, but still a lot that they can win with.
Elephant 6 is hacked out. The pressure coming in with the coalescence. Diva Bomb is committed. Find Ghost Dog. Tough one there. Chronicler commits the ultimate as well, not finding anything. It's 5v5 right now as we're going to start to even out here on the ultimates from both sides. Exo still hanging on to that Death Blossom. It's going to be a close one here coming up to the bridge.
Oh yeah, and now we get to see Scene almost at the EMP, but Delphi already has the beat online. This is looking a bit tough here for Twilight Foxes, but they do still have some of their key ultimates up. They have the Death Blossom, which, as you mentioned previously, has been massive so far for the Twilight Foxes.
Here we go right now. Twilight Foxes trading blows out. Here comes the Primal Ghost Dog. We see the EMP committed from Scene, a 5-man EMP followed up with the Death Blossom from Exo. They only find one so far, but all that pressure is just too much for Primal to bear. The Twilight Foxes are going to be able to hold on to this point here as Primal will reset.
Yeah, Primal, they lost that fight, sure, but they lost while still having a lot of their really good ultimates online. They have the EMP, the Sound Barrier, and the Blossom, so they can combine an Death Blossom combo here. Wish I was Flex, sure, he's been hiding from the EMPs really effectively, but he's going to be forced to beat after the EMP comes out from Mitsuha, and then Delphi can beat after him.
Right. Both teams trading again on the bridge. The hack goes in on the Pro Gamer. They know that ultimate is coming. Here comes Caesar with the ultimate, pushing that coalescence through. Scene and Awu was dropped very low. Oh, what an EMP from Mitsuha. They commit the sound barrier in to try to keep everybody up. Great job. I wish I was Flex, but the ultimates are just too much. Oh, Pro Gamer dropped in the middle of his Death Blossom. And Exo is starting to turn this one around a little bit here. The fight is anybody's right now as Exo on the cart, on that Reaper, has done so much work all night tonight, but he's hacked out and he is taken low and dropped. Chronicler finds Deputy Boss as well in the Baby Diva fight to end all Baby Diva fights. And it does look like because of that, Twilight Foxes are going to get a reset here.
Oh yeah, that was such a good play there from Twilight Foxes as a whole. Pro Gamer went in for the Death Blossom. It got bubbled, it got Defense Matrix, and I believe it also got hacked and focused down. That was really, really good play for Twilight Foxes. Primal looking to get desperation touch here.
The EMP from Scene is critical. Deputy Boss commits the bomb, does not find anything. We look for that EMP. Oh, but Scene gets killed by Pro Gamer. That's such a huge kill right there for Primal. Ghost Dog does find Skizar. That's one ultimate, or that's one healer down now for Primal. Both teams trading up blows on the cart. Still anybody's fight here. Mitsuha with the huge EMP, but it's negated by Scene's EMP. And Exo spins to win with a massive Death Blossom on the cart with a 4K. And that's just enough for Primal to close, or for Twilight Foxes to close up Primal just before point 3.
Yeah, that was a really good point 3 from Twilight Foxes. But at the same time, Primal pushed the cart all the way to point 3, which is a pretty respectable feat here on Havana. It's a very difficult map to attack. The defense, they can go for the spawn hold, and then on second point, the defense gets the high ground for free, and then on third point, the defense has way better spawns. So there are a lot of defenders' advantages on Havana. And but despite that, Primal still pushed the cart all the way to third, and all the way to the end of third as well. That's actually a really good attack, despite them not full capping there. So we're gonna have to see if Twilight Foxes can mirror the success that Primal had on their offenses. I imagine Primal are going to steal the strat. They're going to go for the close hold here with the Reinhardt. I mean, I'm going to assume that they're close holding because they have Reinhardt. They might not be, but we're probably just going to see more Sombra Reaper mirror here. I don't think Exo's actually going to play Widowmaker, unfortunately.
This match has truly become an epic. We have seen so many great matches in these throughout playoff history here in Tranquility, and this just continues to be one of them. Last season, we kicked off the season with that 7-map epic between Karma and the Fighting Potatoes. This earlier on yesterday, we had the 6-map match between Venom Cheese and Miami Yikes, which is a fantastic match. Catch that one on the VODs here or on YouTube. Again, close hold coming in now from Primal, though.
Oh yeah, I believe we have some counter shots here. Oh, never mind. They're just gonna go for the Reinhardt mirror here. Twilight Foxes, and Awubis is already taken down.
That's a big kill early on for Elephant Stick. Yes. Massive. Oh my goodness. We have it. Oh, he flashed a Bastion briefly. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do with my hands because I saw the Bastion coming. But Ghost Dog knows what to do with his hands, and that swing the hammer through onto Elephant 6. All that pressure on the front line takes down Primal on this. And despite the close hold, it doesn't look like the close hold is going to work as well as it did for Twilight Foxes against Primal. And it looks like they're going to push them off the card here and have some nice progression with 3 minutes 15 seconds left.
Yeah, Twilight Foxes, they know the ins and outs of the close hold there, and they countered Primal's close hold really effectively. Unfortunately, not with the Bastion that EXO was on for about 5 seconds, but that's okay. But there aren't many ultimates online on the board here. Mitsuha is the closest with his EMP at 90%. That's actually really good for Primal here.
It's been a great match so far, folks. Thanks so much for sticking with us to our almost 3rd hour of match here. The pressure onto Ghost Dog on the front line. He drops the Earth Shatter, finds just the Diva, but the EMP answers 5-man EMP from Mitsuha. But EXO answers back. Kill on a Pro Gamer. Now 5v5 here as Primal continues to push out. Oh, they do find EXO and get the DMAC onto Chronicler as well. So Primal looks to be able to stabilize here on point A.
Yeah, good stabilize there from Primal. They are going to get Pro Gamer back in time for this next fight, and there are a lot of ultimates all over the board here. Ghost Dog now swapping over to the Winston off of the Reinhardt. The EMP Blossom is online for Twilight Foxes. Well, it's not quite yet online again for Primal, but this fight's going to be hectic, Yeti.
Fight is going to be big, warming up the pipes for this one because I expect a lot of ultimates to be used. Earth Shatter is canceled out by the massive P from Scene. There comes EXO on the Death Blossom. So many ultimates being used, but all of them go in the favor of the Twilight Foxes, who push Primal back. Primal might get a last-second recontest here, but it'll all be for naught. The last two barely surviving, and Primal will fall back. Let Twilight Foxes take point A here with 4 minutes going on the clock, going into the distillery.
Yeah, that was a very good fast engage from the Twilight Foxes, using their ultimates before Primal had a chance to do anything there. And now the high ground is going to be competed for. Both of these teams want the high ground. It's really advantageous here, really key to second point. We'll get to see which team can cap it out here, but Mitsuha, he has the EMP. That's a really good tool to maintain it.
And there's the EMP, finding 3 good targets as well. The front line and the Pro Gamer finds Ghost Dog, and all that pressure is just too much. Twilight Foxes put on their heels and put back to the spawn throw.
Yeah, perhaps a rare mistake there from Wish I Was Flex. He did hide from the EMP, but the beat was not there in time to negate it effectively. And I imagine he's wishing he still had that beat for this next fight. But there aren't many ultimates online at all. It's going to be a battle of the Diva Bombs here heading into this next fight. But Ghost Dog, he does also have the Primal, which can cause a lot of problems for Primal's defense here.
It absolutely can. Ghost Dog does go in. I expect that Primal Rage to be used right away here. Elephant 6 goes deep, and with a charge, doesn't find anything on that one. The Diva Bomb comes in from Deputy Boss, not finding anything. Elephant 6 extremely low and dropped as the Diva Bomb comes in from Chronicler, who finds 2! And Twilight Foxes will push their way through the distillery, and it'll be last fight here on the point. Oh, actually great stall out here coming from Deputy Boss on the Diva. That's going to draw out another 10 seconds or so and allow his team to get back up and running for a nice retest here.
Yeah, that actually is a pretty good stall, but being down your Diva is not very good in the Somber Reaper meta because the Reaper is just kind of free if Primal attempts to engage here without their Diva, which is what they're looking to do.
Interesting. Did not expect them to push in so early, and EXO is sitting there waiting with that Death Blossom. We know they're going to want to use it. Diva is back in the fight, however. Hack in onto Chronicler, negating that defense matrix for a while. And the Earth Shatter comes in, only catches Scene, and EXO spinning the win. Finds Delphi. EXO killing Delphi. Haven't seen that one today. EXO finds both healers. No healers left for Primal. So Twilight Foxes look to be ready to close out here. Mitsuha still has that EMP, but they're going to hang on to it here for fight on point 3.
Or maybe not. Okay, yeah, he's taken out. He's going
Oh
in
boy,
all there.
if that EMP happened there, I would have a lot of questions. A lot of questions.
Oh, yeah.
That's a Mr. Yeti EMP is what that would have been.
Oh man. But yeah, that was a really smart shatter from Elephant 6. Knowing that Ghost Dog went in, he jumped in, and Elephant 6 is like, okay, then I'll just shatter your team. But then Exo comes in with the Death Blossom, peeling with Death Blossom for his shattered teammates. One of them gets taken out, but it's enough to keep his team in the fight and cap out that point. That was a really, really smart play there by the Twilight Foxes. And now both teams have EMP online. This fight's gonna be crazy.
Both teams EMP, both teams sound barriers. We'll see who gets more effect from it. EMP scene gets 4, including Mitsuha, who won't be able to counter this EMP. Diva Bomb being used by Deputy Boss, trying to answer back a little bit here. Chronicler also uses the EMP or uses Diva Bomb to get their mech back. So it looks like Primal will be pushed back here, and Twilight Foxes will be able to get the cart moving forward. It looks like we're going to be getting close to last fight territory here for Primal.
Oh yeah, for sure. And but
Interesting. They're coming to the Reaper test. This is bold. This is crazy. I don't know
about this one, Yeti.
EMP. It's negated immediately by Wish I Was Flexed with another amazing sound barrier. Chronicler is taken out of the mech. However, there's just so much pressure coming in right now from Twilight Foxes. This is anybody's fight right now. Critical fight for both teams fighting for their playoff lives here in this wild card. We see Elephant 6 swinging like a madman, and Pro Gamer finds 2. But spin it right back. Twilight Foxes now coming back with 2 kills of their own. Coalescence going for a move as Exo still sitting on that Death Blossom. I expect it to be used shortly. He's going in, he's going deep, looking for those kills. Ghost Dog in deep as well, looking to find any stagger kill he can. Elephant 6 taken low, but manages to get out with his life. Both EMPs back online here. Last fight situation for Primal. Golden box of victory is in sight.
Twilight Foxes have the pieces they need to win this fight, but if Mitsuha EMPs first, Wish I Was Flexed does not have the beat to negate it here.
There's the EMP. Mitsuha uses his. Lucine did not get hit by that, but he does hang on to it. Did hang on to that EMP. Wise choice there from Scene. No ultimates committed here. That does put them in a pretty good position right now going into this last fight.
And that's so good that half of Twilight Foxes jumped off the map there, denying the ultimate charge for Primal, leaving Twilight Foxes in the driver's seat here with the ultimates. They have the EMP Death Blossom online. Mitsuha is desperately trying to get another EMP. His team needs something to win up this next fight. They need a big bomb from Deputy Boss, maybe a clutch Coalescence if Skizard doesn't get EMP'd. Primal needs something, Yeti. I don't know what they need, but they need something.
It's huge! It's huge! And Exo spins, takes down Pro Gamer. Caesar is popping that Coalescence as well. Scene is pressured very low. Ghost Dog as well, very low. Sound barrier comes in from Delphi, who is hacked out. Delphi being dropped very low. Here comes the Diva Bomb from Chronicler, looking to get some big targets. He does not. The last fight here to secure their playoff livelihood. Ghost Dog finds a big kill on the Deputy Boss. And the sound barrier from Wish I Was Flex, doing everything he can, trying to roll the Foxes through this. The EMP canceled from Mitsuha, but it's not enough. The reinforcements trying to come in here from Primal, but it doesn't look like it's going to be enough. And the Twilight Foxes close it out on Havana and close out the match.
That was a really, really good series, Yeti. Both of these teams played so well.
Oh my goodness. What a match, y'all. What a match.
Yeah, that was very back and forth. We saw disconnects, we saw 5v6, we saw massive ultimates, we saw Pharmacy. I mean, we expected to see Pharmacy, but that was such a good match. Not the results that many were expecting, I imagine. Twilight Foxes come out with a win, a very, very close, hard-fought 4-3 win. Almost every single map came down to like a fight or two. That was such a good back and forth series. That was, whew, you love to see it.
Oh my goodness, I have no, like, it is. I am in shock. What a match we saw tonight, guys. 7 map epic, back and forth momentum all night tonight, and in the end, the team that stands atop it is Twilight Foxes, and that is incredible. A 3-hour match, my goodness, Needle, this has been a fantastic match. There's still one match going on, and it's just wrapping up right now. We're gonna get that score updated to you guys. Wow, I am struggling to find words for it. I've had the privilege of casting this wonderful match. I'm very glad I got to see it. My throat is already completely ruined here. We do have one final update. Actually, that match just ended. Captain Jack, you want to bring us the final update?
Yes, I will. So, VCG Esports, in a surprise upset, brings it away 4-3, finding victory on Havana 2-1 against Blink Strike. So they will be heading off to the quarterfinals to face off against the Heckin' Habaneros. Other teams that have already shown victory tonight, we have Paradise in the Harmony tier will be facing off against Modify next week in the quarterfinals. Supernova taking victory in Discord tier will find themselves against Tailwind in the quarterfinals next week. Flying Lions fighting off against Tempest, and Clovers taking on the Good Boys in the Transcendence tier.
What a fantastic match we had the privilege of witnessing tonight, guys. Big ups to both teams. Any one player stand out from both teams? Needle, kind of as an MVP tonight?
For me, honestly, as a main support, Wish I Was Flex played Lucio so well tonight. He negated almost every single EMP when he had the sound barrier online. He got a lot of frags as well, doing a lot of damage, getting some good kills as well on Ilios, getting a boop kill on Moira at one point. Just really good play overall from Wish I Was Flex.
Indeed, I agree with that. I was going to say Wish I Was Flex, and honestly, the other one was Chronicler for me. Both those players really stepped up their game tonight. But guys, we're going to go ahead and close it out now. 3 hours and 2 minutes of incredible Overwatch witness tonight, and tomorrow we'll be right back at it again with a fantastic match between Tranquility veterans on Meta Rejects taking on the vaunted Pogfish. So we look forward to bringing you that. Special thanks to Cavalier, the producer extraordinaire for tonight, who I'm pretty sure has gone cross-eyed. Needle and Captain Jack here taking in this match tonight, guys. Thanks everybody for tuning in, and we'll see you tomorrow night.
I'm NPC, the Tranquility Hammer. Have you lost Overwatch games due to smurfs, levers, or throwers? Have you been on the same team as Bard? You may be entitled to compensation.
I used to be in silver. Thanks to NPC and the Overwatch Tranquility community gear, I'm now a gold Moira player, spawn camping Ice, the Season 3 Discord tier MVP. Thanks, NPC!
Go to my website right now and let me fight for discounts for you. Go to owtranquility.org and click store, or go to shop.spreadshirt.com/owtranquility.
I've asked to remain anonymous for my safety, but I'm an admin in an Overwatch community. It can be exhausting work. But these shirts, they're so cheap, I have shirts to burn. And now thanks to NPC, I can own the Zoomers, and I can do it in style.
I'm going to hammer down prices of Tranquility merchandise this week. Up to 15%. If you place your order on July 29th or July 30th, you'll get 15% off your entire order. Go to my website now to get the SR and the Tranquility gear that you deserve. Tranquility merchandise does not guarantee victories in Overwatch or increase in skill rating. 15% off, valid on orders placed on July 29th and 30th at Spreadshirt.com.